Happy Monday. Hope all is well with you. This portion of the program brought to you by NCA, National Certified Alarms and Long-Term Contracts, license number 645. Gas prices up. I don't know. I don't go to the gas station. That's what walking does for you guys. Healthier, better.
It's what happens when you have a limo drive you everywhere.
Yeah, I don't have that either. How long would it take you to walk here?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
You're pretty lazy. Ken, you're good. How fast would it take you to get here?
Well, let's see. I do about 2.5 miles in 45 minutes. So I'm roughly 26 miles from the studio. That'd be a long time.
Oh, you'd be fine.
I'm 9 miles from the studio.
Oh, God. You guys are on it. You're on it.
Especially since I'd just be calling an Uber.
That's it. This is going to be great for everybody.
I'd be calling an Uber, and then after the money ran out, I'd be like, Chad, you're not using your car, are you?
No. I just don't want to put gas in it. It is, they have one of the few things I traded. I traded currency, but I traded the energy markets for a long time in the commodity world. And there's an old saying, it's called the rocket feather effect. Goes up like a rocket, comes down like a feather. So when you see gas prices go up, people are buying gas, right, at a certain level that's higher. So we could see this, go on for a couple weeks, and then all of a sudden, we're out of this. It collapses, and people are going to go, why is gas prices so high? Well, because they've already purchased them at a certain price. They don't make a ton of money off of them, and they're not going to sell it at a loss. So it's up like a rocket, and it floats down like a feather, and it sucks. So I don't know how long this is going to go on. I mean, let's be real. This is, has a chance to go on for a bit and has a chance to be a real nightmare on the oil markets. I mean, we saw it a bit yesterday, but still where it's at now compared to where it was, yeah, we're going to feel it. And we're going to feel it everywhere, not just in the gas tank. Also, when you go to get food, when you do stuff, why? Stuff more expensive to get to market.
I think John Denver had a great idea when he sunk that 300,000-gallon gas tank in his backyard.
Which was?
So he just did, he would buy a wholesale. They would deliver it to his house, and he'd just pump it at his house.
Yeah. He should have probably also had another one where he didn't fly on experimental planes that he made in his backyard. That would have been a good one.
That one wasn't gas-powered.
No, it wasn't. That was a problem. He had gas, and he decided not to use it. It was a glider, right?
Yeah.
It glided all the way to the crash site.
Boys, we got to figure out how to get our gas retail.
Isn't it crazy
We do.
how planes always seem to crash at the crash site?
They do. They never miss.
Wait a minute. We are buying gas at retail, aren't we?
Yeah, we need to buy it wholesale.
Like straight out of the refinery.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't. You know what I'm thinking?
Let's make our own refineries.
Yeah, because by the way, everybody loves a refinery in their backyard. Everybody does. You know what? Everybody's screaming out, we don't need a new ice facility. Wilson County, you know what you need? Refineries and a nuke plant. Oh, nothing says fun like nuke. When I was in Arizona, because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, Valley of the Dirt people, there's a lot of nothing out there. The minute they talked about putting in a refinery, people are like, whoa, that's 100 miles from my house, but I don't want it here. It's not in my backyard.
Yeah.
And that's why you could go buy refineries cheap if you got the money, on the south, here in the southeast, because first of all, the environmental regulations are insane. I was talking to my buddy last night, Jim, who, by the way, says, Chad, stop making fun of Almond Joy. And I said, I can't because it's disgusting, and you now can't be our friend. But he worked for Texaco for a long time, and he said, keeping up with the environmental regulations for 5 years at Texaco cost him $100 million a year, so $500 million. And that was without the prices ever going up. That's what they spent just to keep up with the environmental regulations.
Man.
His name was Jim?
Yeah.
And he criticized you over Almond Joy?
Yes.
Yeah, Jim, you're not a likable guy.
Yeah. No, that's what I thought so, too. I used to like Jim, but I was like, whatever, Jim. What you thinking about, Almond Joy? He's like, and coconut. I'm like, coconut's stupid. We all know it's stupid. It's horrible.
Yeah, it should never, ever be mixed with chocolate.
No.
Ever.
No.
Or any other food.
It should be banned.
Yeah. I mean, if you're starving on an island, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
I got nothing else, right? I'm trying to catch stuff. It's not working. Okay, I'm going to go for it. But that's it. Right? That's it. I mean, I'm not doing it otherwise. Not even on a dare. It always looks like shavings. like something's getting shaved.
Coconut comes straight from Satan.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, the devil made it.
Could it be Satan?
He made that and dinosaurs.
Tuna refinery. That's it. That's what we need. A tuna refinery. That's what people are talking about.
Now we're only going to need to sell the one.
The one, because we're building, right? We catch the one big tuna, right? We take that, and then we're going to roll it up into all of our other things. Diesel's over $5 a gallon. That's ugly.
That's what we would have been using in our boat if Ken had gotten it.
I couldn't, fellas.
Yeah. You had your chance to talk. We would have been in that boat using diesel.
Oh, we would have. So
Ken had gotten it.
I got my gas this morning for $2.97.
Whoa!
Last week, I believe I got it for $2.65.
Damn, it's moving, and it's going to be up tomorrow. It'll be up the next day. It's going to go up for a while. And how long are we here? I couldn't tell you. I mean,
So this is the start of the second week, right?
yeah. We're day 10. Is that what this is? Like
Yeah.
day 10? Yeah. So we're into the second week now. He said 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And he's not ruled out. I mean, it sounds like he might want to put special forces on the ground, which I'm not quite sure what exactly that would look like, And I know this weekend, the 82nd Airborne, they had a bunch of stuff they were supposed to do, and they canceled it all. And people are looking to see, are we going to move anybody over there? I would like to think not, but I don't know what the end game is. I still don't know. You know what I'd like to see Trump do? Why don't you come to the American people in an Oval Office address and tell the American people kind of what's going on?
I bet Special Forces is already on the ground.
Oh, yeah, they're already on the ground. Whether they're on the ground in they're
Iran?
probably in Iran. That may be it. They may be on.
I can guarantee you they've been on the ground for weeks in Iran.
I bet you they are in Iran.
It's possible. It's possible. Do you remember
because they insert people so that they're tracking and that they know what the infrastructure they need to hit is. They've got these guys on ground double checking what they're going to bomb first day, and they are there hidden. Iran's got deserts they can hide in.
Oh, yeah, they got mountains. Iran is one of those weird, like, massive mountains. It's a mountainous, nasty region to try to conquer, to get things into. From what I understand, they want to go after the uranium. That's they want to see what they've damaged and if they can get any of the uranium. Now, I don't know how, again, I thought we damaged everything to the point of no return, but I also read and heard a couple times this weekend that even the Israelis are saying some of the stuff they have so far down that they don't have the capabilities to get at. Our Buster bunkers might, but I'm not sure. And so, and plus the other thing is one of the things that I found fascinating is they decentralized everything. So they sent their military, the IRGC and everybody out all over the place. So there is no one area where they're just, around because, they recognize what's going on. So, but I don't know what does unconditional surrender mean? Turn over the nation to who? Us? How many jobs does Marco?
I don't think you turn it over, but you, look what the Japanese did. They were still responsible for running it, but they had that committee of allies that they had to run stuff through. It's almost like we would become the supreme leader, and then all their decisions would have to be approved by us.
Yeah, that's not going to fall for them. They're not going to go for that. Would you go for that if that was your country? Hell no.
I wouldn't have started the war to begin with.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it either. But we're going to find out what it looks like, and also what is the cutoff for the average person? The cutoff, I think, and it was interesting. I was watching News Nations and Batya Ungar Sargon, who is a big, huge Trump. She is a mega Trump supporter. Was talking about what is the point for the average, Trump supporter where they're going to tap out?
I would say he's got about 2 to 3 weeks, to be honest. Right now, he's got between 80 and 90% of Republicans and MAGA Republicans support this war effort. But if those gas prices keep ticking up, erasing kind of one of the big accomplishments of the last year, we're going to be getting closer and closer to the midterms, and I don't see people being willing to stay with this long term. If you remember, he won on an anti-war platform, and while I don't see this decapitation of the Iranian regime as the same as our sort of failed adventurism under Bush and Obama, at the same time, he's asking the American people to recognize that distinction, and that involves giving us a time frame in which it will be over, and also, I think, extremely crucially, no boots on the ground. And I know that he doesn't want to commit to that because he doesn't want to tip his hand. He wants the Iranian regime to believe that he's willing to go the distance and to do whatever it takes to take them down, and it's important that they believe that. But domestically, he will start hemorrhaging support, I believe, if he doesn't wrap this up and make it clear that this is a limited operation.
Yeah, and I think that's what people are looking for. If we're here 2 months from now and we've lost more soldiers and gas prices are, staying steady in the $4 range, I think that's going to be a bit too much. For some who are going to stick with him for everything, that's fine. But, it's when it starts to affect the day-to-day pay-for-pay life that we all lead, people, they'll suck it up for a little bit, but they're not going to go with it forever. I think we recognize that, that's who would? Who would? Because what a lot of people are going to start to say, well, this is kind of a war of choice. This is a war of choice. So, decapitate him. Well, they've already got a new guy.
7736 is saying turn it over to the Pope.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. I don't think they'll be thrilled with that.
He's a very busy man. Poping ain't easy.
So Trump said unconditionals when they either cry out uncle or there is none of them who want to keep fighting. Well, they're going to continue to keep fighting. There's God knows how many 100,000 of them still left. And that's just the IRGC. And we're not going to get the Kurds don't want any part of this. They've already said that. And then Trump said, nah, we don't want them involved anyways. Yeah, they don't want any part of this because, first of all, Turkey's already said, no, don't do it. And the Kurds don't really trust that we're going to be, 100% behind them. And so that
comes from precedent.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Maybe we've Lucy'd them a few times with the football. So, but unconditional means everybody's like, well, that's what it means. What nation is going to, 92 million people, they're going to allow us to pick their next leader and to control their world, and they're going to be fine with it? I think that's a tough thing, man. And at some point in time, do we run the risk of everybody starting to rally around the leader if this thing goes on too long and innocents over there start to die in large numbers? So it ain't going away. That's for damn sure. A lot of stuff to get to today that isn't this. And there's plenty of it out there, kids. We're going to have to talk about this weekend because we sprung forward. Did it mess you up?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that. It was.
I'm sick of talking about daylight savings time. Change it and leave it alone. Make it stay where it is.
Oh, see,
Do you hear me, Tennessee General Assembly?
Yeah.
Stop being lazy with your stupid marijuana bills and your DCS salvation bills and get daylight savings time fixed.
We're just going to cut it by 30 minutes. We're just going to deal with it that way. So let's just deal with it this way, guys. Right now it is 11:30. 11:40. We're good with this. We're going to go with this now? Oh, who was it? Was it Kim Jong-un or like the guy from Kyrgyzstan or Turkmenistan that wanted to move it ahead like 15 minutes? So weird. So bizarre.
I say go ahead, brother.
I think that was that dictator in Turkmenistan who's off his rocker.
That guy's crazy.
Oh,
that guy.
Nuts.
Yeah, if that's the guy that changed the words to the anthem to like salute his mom.
I think what we do is we get a hold of Hank Johnson down there in South Carolina, and much like his hard work to keep islands from capsizing, I think we do something to slow the sun down from going around the earth so fast.
Yeah, we could try that. Maybe put a lasso it.
Well, I'm worried about the lasso burning up after we've caught it.
Oh, yeah. We better get the
that's
lasso of
true.
truth. Tell you that right now.
Maybe Wonder Woman can help us with hers.
Oh, Wonder Woman. All right, coming up, we'll talk a little bit about daylight savings. Did it affect you this weekend? Because it kind of affected me in a positive way, which is totally weird. Totally weird. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. All right. How are you positioned in a time like this? A little bit of chaos out there. How are you positioned with your money? My friends over at Bulwark would love to talk to you. They are so much different than everybody else. At a time like this, chaos, I was talking to Zach over the weekend. He had a smile on his face. He said, well, we set ourselves up for this. We bought the rumor, and when things finally settle down, we'll sell the fact. And that's what active managers do. And they're awesome what they do. They'd love to talk to you, give you a free Know Your Risk portfolio review. It's not going to cost you anything at all. You go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, knowyourriskpodcast.com. Sign up for it today, and they'll walk you through everything about what it is they do, lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility, and through their value investing, how can they get you the most when it comes to your retirement and investments. It's that simple. Second set of eyes, never hurt anybody. Sign up today. It's absolutely free. It's called a Know Your Risk portfolio review. For my friends at Bulwark Capital, go to knowyourriskpodcast.com and sign up today. Investment advisory service offered through Trick Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Invest involve risks, not a guarantee. Past performance, not guarantee future results. Trick 2647.
All right, drivers in Mount Juliet, you've got Highway 109, both directions impacted by some construction work there between 40 and Hickory Ridge Road. Stocks taking a tumble today, part of our Operation Epic Fury update and other top stories at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
What a nightmare at the airports as well. This person I follow, she and her husband, they went to bed at 1. They had a flight at 8:30 today, Southwest, leaving out of Dallas. And they woke up at 6. That flight had been canceled, and they moved their other flight to 6 o'clock. But they didn't tell them until 2:30 in the morning, when most human beings are sleeping. Because no TSA workers struggle. People are waiting in line for 3 hours like they're going to Europe. Which used to be the thing. Remember, like, you show up an hour before your flight if it's domestic, and then 2 hours if it's international for whatever reason. And then if it's El Al, you show up like 9 hours early.
Yeah, and there's one, I think it's, is it 3 or 3.5 if you plan on day drinking before the flight?
Oh, yeah, got a day drink.
Yeah.
especially with the pilots. I want to know which one of my guys looks like he's going to have some fun today. By the way, a lot of people are communists on our on the text line because they're like, I love Almond Joys. I'm like, what?
People need to get help, and I mean full-blown therapy.
Pina coladas. They said you could have it at pina coladas.
Why would you drink a pina colada when you could just have a margarita or a daiquiri?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Just, throw back Black Label.
There you go, Black Label.
If you're going to get one of the fruity drinks,
Fruity drinks.
a pina colada is the last thing you go for. It's got coconut in it.
It's got coconut in it. It's got coconut in it. Again, it's got coconut. And you know what? We've apparently, a lot of states have passed the bill to get off, standard time, daylight saving. Just pick one. And we've done it here, but it's Congress. The minute you know it's Congress, it's never getting done. It's like the one thing that pretty much everybody in the nation cares about.
Well, they said that about the bill we had to trigger the abortion laws once Roe v. Wade got sent back to the states, and that happened.
Of course it did. Well, see, that's what you have to do. You have to couch it in such a way where it's some sort of thing for them to go to their base. Like, if we allow the sun to come up later, there's a better chance the devil won't get you.
You don't know that. He's wily.
He's wily, like the coyote.
The devil.
The devil gonna get you. So the question is, do you want your kids to go to school when it's a little dark outside, but have a later sun come down, and sunset? Or do you want to have the sun come up, but then it's going to be darker sooner? I want the latter.
People don't want this to change because they hate change, and in hating change, they allow change twice a year.
Yeah, that is. And it's so, again, we're past the point. And every year, doesn't it feel like it used to be like, well, it's going to happen in May. And then it was April. Now it's like the first weekend in March. Soon it's going to be February. And then we're slowly moving it already. It's going to be where we're going to fall back for a week, and then we're going to spring forward the next weekend. Which I got some sleep this weekend, boys.
That's the way to go, Brother Chad.
So for those of you who don't know, I don't sleep very well. And neither does Charlie. We've never slept. That's never been my thing. My mom's, my mom and my wife always talk about, oh yeah, Chad never slept. Chad used to stay up for 2 or 3 days in a row. It's very bizarre. So
Charlie clearly has your genes.
Yo, she does. I'll get up at, my daughter's 7. I'll get up at, 2 or 3 to go to work in the morning. And because my studio is a few apartments down, it's a big walk, big 25 feet. And she'll go, hi, Dad. I go, hey, Char. And she'll come down sometimes with me and just sit over there because she knows she's not going to go to sleep. And her mom's like, argh. But this weekend, I didn't feel great on Friday. I'm like, I don't know if I had a cold or if it was allergies.
That's it.
Yeah, right?
Allergies.
And I went home. I fell asleep at like 9:30. I woke up like noon the next day. And I just,
wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Way to go, Brother Chad.
And then I woke up today, and this is the first time I don't feel like the world is going 1,000 miles an hour, and I'm not. Does that make sense? Like we always talk about on Mondays?
Yeah, that's how I feel every Monday.
Yeah. Longer sunlight. That's what everybody wants. It's better for coconuts. Shut up, Jason.
See, we just got to slow down the sun.
Yeah.
Jason, if you don't stop with these silly-ass comments, I'm going to block you for a week.
So we should probably find out what Israel wants. What's best for them? Oh, God, Chad, that was rude. But I think just leave it where it's at now, and we're fine. That's it. We're good. I'll take a little bit. I like the sun longer in the afternoon, and the kids are fine going to school with a little bit of darkness. Am I right?
Amen.
Amen. All right.
Leave it like it is. And some of you lazy-ass politicians, get off your ass and redo the bill without federal approval.
Here's my question. If we all got together as a group and we just said, we're not doing it, what's the government going to do? What are they going to do? We're not doing it. Are you guys really going to pick a fight with us over the clocks? No. Hell no. We're just not doing it. It was one of the great things about living in Arizona, besides the golfing cheap in the summer, was the fact the time doesn't move.
what if the banks refuse to open for that extra hour?
And they don't. We'll learn. We'll adapt. We'll be fine because
think
that's
you're
what we
right.
do.
I think you're right.
That's what we do. All right, coming up. Horrible thing is happening in Alaska. We're going to talk about it. Dunkin' Donuts. What are you thinking? Maha's going after Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Timothy Chalamet has pissed off the ballet and opera world, much like I do.
I saw something on that this morning. I thought, well, that's too bad for you, T-Chow.
Well, hold on. You Dunkin' Donuts is stabbing us in the back?
No, Maha is.
Oh, Maha's got to go then.
Yeah.
You don't mess with my donuts.
There you go. We're going to talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Benso, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. We are tracking the potential for some severe weather in Middle Tennessee this week. Tell you about it during the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Operation Epic Fury update. Stocks taking a tumble in early trading today as oil prices soared above $100 per barrel in response to the war on Iran. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
When you're looking at this sell-off, it is stocks like airline stocks that are getting hit. Some of those transportation logistics companies, these are companies that are going to be paying more for fuel, like jet fuel already up. Some of those companies, airlines, already warning about that. As they are paying those higher costs, there is a very real risk that they pass down those higher costs to consumers.
Here in Middle Tennessee, Gas Buddies putting the average price at the pumps at $3.16. That's up 51 cents since last month's average of $2.65. Also in Tennessee, newly released NES emails are fueling criticism of the utility's response to the January ice storm. The records show top leadership debating whether to call in more help as power outages spiraled past 230,000 customers. They also revealed the CEO asking how to quickly execute an emergency contract days into the crisis. A Metro Council member says the correspondence proves NES was unprepared and failed to level with the public about long restoration times. By the way, News Channel 5, the one with these new emails. And a new bill at the state capitol aims to guarantee representation for customers served by municipal electric utilities outside city limits. This measure would add county-appointed voting members to utility boards that serve multiple counties. Right now, there are no representatives for NES board outside of Davidson County. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
All right, the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Amazing. Dr. Mitchell. Incredible forethought. The fourth innovative. Like you cannot believe. Did what? He went out. First of all, you got the robo lasers, the anti-gravity machines, all of that stuff. He's got this cool thing that you run in, right? And you're running in it, but it's wrapped around you so that way you don't put that pressure on your legs and you'll think, this is amazing. But guess what else? Now he has the HydroWave. What? Yeah. Stimulate your own stem cells. Helps you in your back. Right now, 47% off non-surgical decompression. He's the only one that has the HydroWave. If you worry about your back being in pain, you got sciatic pain, you got slip and bulging discs, you have anything, Dr. Mitchell's got you covered at the Wellness Institute in Nashville. 615-246-5009. 615-246-5009. This is incredible. And do not live in back pain. Do not live in pain that you don't have to live in. Go see the best around. Dr. Mitchell, innovation, number one. His knowledge of stuff is just through the roof, and they are going to take care of you. Bring your MRI, get that first treatment, and feel amazing. Feel better again this year. Go to painisbad.com or call 615-246-5009 for the Wellness Institute of Nashville. See, I kill a dog week. I mean, excuse me, the Iditarod. Did I say I kill a dog? That's kind of rude.
Gnome does not need your help.
It does not. Christy Gnome or any of the gnomes need my help. But I almost did it again, the I kill a dog, which is not very fair. So the Iditarod kicks off. It kicked off yesterday. So this is 1,000 miles between Anchorage and Nome, and it took place originally. There was a diphtheria outbreak, and they had to get all this medicine there, and that's where we got the movie Balto, the dog Balto. Remember that? Oh, Balto. Yay for Balto. Now it's just people who mush for money, and these people come out from all over the world. It's just. They're like, oh, this guy's a great musher. First of all, how would I know what a great musher looks like? Like, what is that about?
Mush.
So
Mush.
He's really awesome with the mushing.
Man, that dude is good.
So but it's 1,000 miles. Winters usually 8 to 11 days, could go up to 15. This year they're excited because there's snow. Last year there wasn't a lot of snow, so it was more of a wander. Because you want it to be dangerous, right? If you're going to do it, I mean, why not? If you're going to go ruin these dogs burn up to 10,000 calories a day. That is insane.
Man.
Up to 10,000 calories a day. I don't think these dogs have 10,000 calories to burn. And it's...
you can't feed them enough, old Roy.
No, there is not enough. By the way, Old Roy, very popular around the house. My wife tried to order some of the dog's favorite treats, which, of course, she hates to do because they're not organic or whatever.
Yeah.
Because our dogs are stupid. They don't deserve organic. And she's like, they were sold out. I'm like, yeah, because they're good. You know what? Your stuff that you spend way too much money on, that stuff's never sold out. You want to know why? Because when I give it to the dogs, they look at me like, this is stupid.
It's like your cat and the cat food.
That's right. It's like you're giving me coconut. I don't eat coconut. I'm a dog.
Man, if I was to give Fritz some of that frilly stuff, he'd have diarrhea for days.
Yeah, it's not good for him, right? They want good stuff, and that good stuff is Old Roy. He knows what he's talking about. But I've never, the whole, to me, the racing the dogs and doing that, we don't live in 1923. It was neat once. And who's out there, too, watching all the people from PETA that are out there. They're all dressed up like dogs that are dead, that are skeletons. I'm like, oh, God, that's not, Because that's one of those things I just don't. I get that's what they're supposed to do, but.
Well, when they were needed to do.
Yes, when they were needed. When they were needed. They're not needed anymore, right? First of all, we don't have diphtheria issues. Although, leave it to Maha. We might soon.
Let's get ready. Not yet, anyway.
He might Maha some diphtheria at any given moment. It's not very nice, Joel. Let's be real. I mean, he's definitely a little pro-plague. So, but we don't need to do that anymore. Like, if you want to do a symbolic run where you got groups of dogs or something, maybe. I can't imagine at this point in time we would do something like that. We just don't. There's no need for it. And I'm not a big fan of PETA, but I look at this one, I go, yeah, you know what? I like my dogs, and I don't think I'd do that. It feels like it's cruel at this point in time. And the fact that people this is their dream. It's like, I want to mush through this. The lady that won it the first time, her story was great because she mushed all the way through and everybody else stayed back. And she took her dogs for the blizzard, and her eyes froze basically open. And she had to do it by sound and wind, and they celebrate her. And I'm like, why is nobody celebrating the damn dog? She didn't do anything at that point in time. She was holding on. Am I right? Be nicer to the dogs. Give them some Old Roy.
Yeah, Old Roy.
Old Roy. We got an Old Roy text. Old Roy is poison to anything dry and hard as... no, Old Roy is beautiful. My dogs love Old Roy.
My dogs lived 16 years on Old Roy.
Yeah, so, I mean, they did. They did.
And come and get it. If they were out of Old Roy, we gave them come and get it.
Yeah, come and get it. So, somebody said, should we get rid of horse racing too? I don't know. Do whatever you want with horse racing. That's up to you. When's the last time you went to a horse race?
See, horse racing, that's just nothing but a gateway drug to bigger gambling problems.
Absolutely.
One day you're gambling on horse races.
Next day it's cockfighting.
Next day it's cockfighting. The day after that, it's World War III.
Yeah, which you can bet on. So there's that. So, but I just don't. Again, horse racing, you could probably come up with some better reasons to keep it. I don't watch horse racing. It used to be the biggest sport in the world. It's not anymore. You know, I mean, what's the last time you guys ever? Have you ever been to a horse race?
I
When
never
was
have.
Little. When
Yeah, I was
like
little,
3
too.
or 4. My grandfather wanted to go, and I'm like, I'm not digging this. I thought we were going to get to pet him.
Yeah. The where my mother lives out in Orange County is she lives in Los Alamitos, Cypress area, right across the street from. So at night you can see they have the quarter horses there, where they only run a quarter of a mile, but they also have the buggies, which are also hilarious. So that's never been my jam. I've never been a horse. You know, I don't like the wiener dog races. Those are funny.
Yeah, little fellas.
You go to the fair, you get to see the pigs run around for a minute. That's kind of funny. Give you out a pound of bacon if your pig wins. I mean, that's okay. But I just, no, it's never been my, never been my jam. It's never been my jam and that stuff. I'm just telling you guys this. Dunkin' Donuts. So Maha said last week that he's challenging Dunkin' to show everybody that their ice drinks are safe with all that sugar in it. He goes, and I doubt they can do it. And so everybody on the right and left have basically come for him and said, yeah, over my dead Dunkin'. That ain't happening.
Keep Duncan's name out of your mouth.
You know, how dare you tread on my Dunkin'? And so his big thing is he wants them to prove that these drinks are safe with all that sugar in there, but these kids drinking it and stuff. When did Republicans, do you remember when Bloomberg tried to make it so you couldn't get more than like a 12-ounce drink? And everybody's like, oh, God. Oh, how dare he do that? And now Maha's like, I think we should get rid of Dunkin' Donuts, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, what are you doing?
And Bloomberg was such an idiot.
Yeah, he was.
Especially the way he tries to explain it.
Yeah. I know. Well, that was horrible. And then it was then it was Durkin, I think, whatever his name was, out in Seattle, who did the same thing, and he outlawed drinks over 6 ounces or 12 ounces. And so all of this, like this one area of the city, everybody just stopped buying drinks. They just went across the street because that was where it ended, and people would just buy drinks there. It's let people have a choice. It's not heroin, which you wouldn't let them have a choice anyways.
What if they bought a 2-liter or they bought a 6-pack or they bought a 12-pack of cans? Could they get around it that way?
I can't remember. I think you could get around it that way. But it was the fountain drink that he was after.
Oh, God.
Because that fountain drink is the dreaded fountain drink.
Please pay attention to my next words.
Yeah.
If you're a politician, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a solid one. Stay out of the way. Don't be a fun ruiner, okay? I don't drink. Like, we got the coffee guy here, right? That guy's awesome.
Yeah, Walter.
Walt, that stuff is amazing. And you know what? If Maha was here, he'd probably go over there and go, I can't believe this is that. We should take. No, wrong. Stay away.
You're serving hot chocolate. Somebody's going to die from
With
that.
espresso. That's right. It's cracked chocolate. We love it.
Crack chocolate.
Leave it alone. Let people make their own decisions if they want to have, what's it going to come after now? That's my thing. What are you going after? There's no reason. And the Dunkin', you pick something that everybody can join forces on. Starbucks and Dunkin'. And again, I don't drink coffee.
I wouldn't mind if you went after Almond Joy.
Oh, I'm fine with that because coconut's probably it's contraband. I think it's in the Bible. Don't eat coconut because it's gross.
It's in the Bible.
Yeah, Alan
There is a
says
specific verse that says God created coconut as a punishment for man.
that's it. That's it. And on the eighth day, there was no eighth day. That's why, because he saw, do you want to put coconut in here? He's like, no, that's stupid. God forbid we let people decide for themselves what they want to eat and drink. Exactly. Like, if it was so bad, you already know that you shouldn't have that much sugar or caffeine. Okay, we get it. But that's a choice. It's like, we know that. But you don't have to make all the choices for us, okay? Stop being a fun ruiner.
A fun ruiner.
That's what you're becoming. You're becoming one of those people who's like, oh, here's the fun ruiner. Going to ruin the party. Going to ruin everything. Right? Great. And, you want to watch me I don't want to watch you do push-ups. Great, you can do push-ups.
You shouldn't be trusting the federal government regarding food anyway after their failure of the food pyramid.
Yes, exactly. What did they do? He just turned it upside down. That's all he
Oh,
did.
now it's correct.
That was so funny when he did that. He's like, well, you guys should probably turn it upside down. It'll be good. Just stay out of people's lives like that. If they want to have a sugary drink, let them have a sugary drink. If that's, I mean, you know, it's ridiculous. But there's no need to legislate all that. And here's the thing. None of this stuff's ever going to be codified in any real way. So what's going to happen? The minute the Maha thing gets old or slow or profits take a crapper, everything's going back to the way it was. Everything is. So how about we just talk about, hey, you know what? You need one of these drinks? That's fine. Just, you know, drink with, you know, a little responsibility when consuming these things. All right, coming up. Did you hear what Yoko said about John?
Uh-oh.
Something to do with his death?
No, but it's very interesting. So we'll talk a bit about that.
Well, she is getting a little old.
She is getting a lot old. She was a lot of old for a long time. Also, Timothy Chalamet, I can't believe he said this.
T-Show's in trouble. He may not get an Oscar.
He may not. They're already talking a bit about that. So we'll talk a bit about that, among other things. Straight ahead, Chad Bencho's Super Tough 99.7. All right, guys. Prize Picks is awesome right now. Chance for you to win with Prize Picks. Let me tell you about Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports picking app. Right, so you're picking more or less based on projected stats of players. So you're not picking teams, you're picking players, and it can be from any sport. You name it. They've got every sport you can think of: soccer, hockey, all of it, basketball, baseball, all of it. You pick more or less. So whether you think Shohei Ohtani is going to hit more than 1.5 hits in a game, or the likes of LeBron James will score more than 22.5 points in a game, that's all you can do, more or less. It's that simple, and it's easy to play. You can get early payout. You can get things like injury reboots. You can do stacks, and you can win up 2,000 times your money. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use my code Chad. When you do, and you play your first $5 lineup, you're going to get yourself $50 in lineups immediately into your account, win or lose, after you play your first $5 lineup. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code Chad to get $50 in lineups free when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. United Structural Systems isn't just another repair company, right? They're local, right? They're here. They're foundation and waterproof experts. And USS is amazing. Since 1994, they've been here. They got 30,000 plus happy customers, and they're growing all the time. And what they see is everything. What do they know to do? Everything. Why is that? Because the experience matters. They know Tennessee. They know the ground. They know everything like the back of their hand. They know exactly what to look for. Every crack, every leak. They say it tells a story. And USS knows what those signs mean. So this is what I want you to do. If you got foundation issues, right? You have basement water intrusion, crawl space, moisture issues, so much more. Take the guesswork out of it. Don't worry about that. This is why you have USS. Call them, have them come out and give you a once-over, especially as we're getting ready to have some more rain here. Make sure that you're taken care of. It's simple and easy. 615-488-7855. 615-488-7855. Or check them out online at USSTN.com.
The Pentagon has identified the 7th American service member killed since Operation Epic Fury was launched against Iran. And a major shakeup in the live music industry today. Tell you these stories and more coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Oh, major shakeup in opera and ballet.
I admire people, and I've done it myself, to go on a talk show and go, hey, we got to keep movie theaters alive. We got to keep this genre alive. And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership.
Oh, that was mean.
He's going to get canceled for saying that.
Well, he grew up at the New York Ballet. His mom, I guess she ran some of the stuff. His sister was a big-time ballet. He grew up at the ballet. He's just like, let's be real. First of all, ballet and opera, it's kind of like when we talked about the winter sports, right? You don't see a lot of people in the inner city going, hey, you know what, kids, I'm going to the opera this weekend. No. Yeah, I'm going to Breckenridge. It just doesn't. It's for a very refined group of people who are snooty. It is.
You better be careful, brother Chad. Kylie's going to hear you say
She is.
Or you have a snooty girlfriend and you're trying to make points.
Yes. And I have been to an opera and I've been to a ballet. And you know what? Yeah. I don't speak Italian. And it's funny, the stars of opera who became stars to the world all did it by not singing in the traditional opera way, but branching out and doing concerts and big things like that with the Pavarotti and all this kind of
Pop
stuff.
songs.
Yeah. So, and ballet, I mean, come on. I mean, I follow, oh God, what's her name? Taylor somebody. She's our, probably.
Swift?
What? No. She's our best ballet person. I follow her just because I'm always fascinated at point, because I just, looking how nasty those feet are.
That hurts.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? I was watching somebody the other day. I'm like, what do you think the weight limit is on the old dancing toe, right? Dancing. What do you think it is? Point. What do you think that is? You think you go 3 bills doing that?
That's one strong big toe.
That is one strong big toe. So everybody's mad at him. The opera people are coming from him. So are the ballet people.
He didn't even say anything that bad.
He's just saying, look, we need to save the movie industry.
Right.
Because it's true. We need to save the movie industry. And that's the way he feels about it because that's his gig. Which, by the way, it's hard to argue. He's got his 4th nomination. He's only, 27, 28, something like that?
Yeah.
Good God.
Has he won any?
I don't know. I don't think so. Not yet.
Susan Lucci.
No, he was the
Susan
favorite to
Lucci.
win this, but now the guy from Sinners is Michael B. Jordan. Yoko Ono said she's pretty sure that John was gay.
She's going to drop that.
That's what she's dropped.
Oh, the kids prove it.
Yeah, so she's pretty sure that John was gay. And I'm like, really, Yoko? Like now?
John was just high and did a lot of stuff
Yeah.
he regretted.
Have you met you? I mean, really, you should have met you. Because yes, to get away from you, he probably would have took one for the team at some point in time, sitting around on that bed singing that damn song, Wackadoos.
So she's waited all this time since he was murdered.
Yeah, to come out with it. This was her bombshell. It's probably going to be in a new book. It's just going to be writing on the wall.
And it'll come with a new song.
Yeah. Oh,
From her.
Oh, lordy, lordy. All right, coming up. Hour number 2 of the program. Talk a little bit about, war or whatever we're doing, what they want to call it. How long will it last? What's it going to do with gas prices? A bunch of other stuff. Straight ahead, Chad Bench, Super Talk 987.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. We still got construction work in the way in Mount Juliet, both directions, Highway 109 between 40 and Hickory Ridge Road. Then a crash reported now. This is going to be in Forest Hills, Hillsborough Pike at Harding Place. Another crash, Creve Hall. That's 65 southbound at Harding Place. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Watching the potential for severe weather this week. Operation Epic Fury. The Pentagon's identified the 7th American service member killed since the U.S. and Israel launched into conflict with Iran. 26-year-old Sergeant Benjamin Pennington of Glendale, Kentucky, injured in an enemy attack on an air base in Saudi Arabia and died from his wounds, according to the Defense Department. Meanwhile, ABC News, Pentagon reporter Luis Martinez says the United States has intercepted encrypted communications believed to have originated in Iran that may serve as an operational trigger for sleeper assets outside the country, according to a federal government alert sent to law enforcement agencies.
A law enforcement bulletin sent from the federal government to law enforcement agencies across the country, essentially saying that the United States had intercepted what they call clandestine communications that they believe may have been originating from Iran, and that could be, quote, an operational trigger for sleeper cells here in the United States.
Right now in New York, authorities say 2 men accused of throwing improvised explosive devices outside New York City's mayoral mansion claimed they were inspired by ISIS. Right now in Tennessee, internal emails obtained by News Channel 5 raising new concerns, or rather questions, that is, about whether Nashville Electric Service was ready for January's ice storm. The messages show CEO Teresa Broyles-Applin acknowledging the threat days in advance, but then scrambling once outages mounted. Board members warned early on that restoration efforts were moving far too slowly. One Metro Council member now says the emails show, quote, amateur hour, and believes the CEO should be fired. And the General Assembly will debate a bill filed today that requires all city-owned electric utilities to give customers living in counties outside municipal boundaries a voting seat in the utilities governing board for the county they serve. NES serves customers in Davidson County and 6 surrounding counties, but its board is currently appointed only by Nashville's mayor. This bill would require a voting board member from each outside county to improve representation and accountability. Entertainment news, Live Nation has reached a settlement with the Department of Justice that will force the company to sell up to 13 amphitheaters nationwide and cap service fees at 10%. The Tennessean reports Department of Justice says the move is aimed at lowering prices for fans, including here in Music City, where demand for live shows continues to skyrocket. Ticketmaster will also have to open its technology to competitors like SeatGeek and Eventbrite, which could give Nashville venues more options. Tennessee's among the states continuing legal action, saying the settlement doesn't go far enough to protect consumers. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
So, this portion of the program is brought to you by NCA, National Certified Alarms on Long-Term Contracts, license number 645. It is day number 10. We're into the second week now of, is it war?
Police action. Do we have a count of how many bombs we've dropped?
More than we did to start the Iraq. Double that, they said.
Lindsay must be ecstatic.
Oh, did you see him with his Cuba this weekend? Oh, you know what? Somebody needs to just, he's awful. Can we all agree as a team? All right?
Look, if you're Lindsay's secret boyfriend, and I'm not asking for domestic violence, but could you just pop him one?
Yeah. I mean, good God. This guy wants to, he was out this weekend talking, wearing a hat, talking about he's coming for Cuba. We're coming for Cuba now. Here we come. Here we come. Here's Anna Kasparian talking about him.
I have an idea. Why don't we just like airdrop Lindsey Graham in the middle of Iran right now?
I have no problem with that.
He'd be hanging from a crane within 24 hours.
It just how every time we turn around, and then he came out this weekend and he was talking about how he basically had to coach Netanyahu on how to do all this stuff to get, to get us into this position and blah, blah, blah. What are you doing, dude? Like, what the hell are you doing? Honest to God, what are you doing? We don't need to be in any more wars.
Chad.
Yes.
Chad.
Yes.
He's excited. Let him be excited.
He is excited. Dude is so excited. He has never not been excited about war. I'm telling you, he's getting a commission. Every bomb that comes down, he's getting a commission. Everything like this, getting a commission. He's getting a few bucks here and there. He's got to be, right? And from AIPAC and all them, how much money do you think they're floating him? Oh, good God. The amount of cash he's got to get is huge. It's huge. Now, what we care about is, obviously, we're going to put boots on the ground. I don't know. I don't know. We probably got, like you said, special forces and stuff's probably already, but are we going to put, like, actual boots on the ground, go in and try to control the nation?
Take over a airport and then start just flooding the state with...
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. First of all, and I know that the 82nd Airborne canceled all their stuff this week. And, if they were to move over there, then you would have to go, okay, something serious is going to happen. But I don't think that's happening anytime soon. I don't think Trump he's not come and showed us the evidence and sold to the nation that this is the absolute must thing that happens. I thought after he took out Khomeini that he had taken the win and said, all right, we won. But he didn't. Now he said we won, but we're still doing stuff. There's no reason to. And Iran's doing what any nation in that situation would do, which is they're going to go after everybody and everything. Their president was out doing he did a "we're sorry, we're bombing all of our neighbors" video. And as he's doing that, bombs are falling on the neighbors. Because he says if you participate in any way, shape, or form, allowing them to take off from there, using their bases to attack us, we're going to come after you. If not, we've apologized. Now it's, how does this affect us here at home? And obviously, oil prices are a big deal. And oil, where will it go? How long is this going to last? Nobody knows. Because we still, and everybody says, well, we know what the objective is. Well, what's the objective? And as somebody said earlier, until they say uncle. Well, they're not going to say uncle. They're not going to turn their nation over to us. They're a proud people. They've been around for 2,500 years. I don't think they're going to turn themselves over to us so we can pick their next leader that will do whatever us and Israel wants. Because that's just not going to happen.
And the very fact that they've elevated Khomeini's son to the new supreme leader is absolute 100% evidence that there has been no regime change.
Yeah, none. And somebody just texted us, 6055 said, Chad, I have a nephew that's in the military, United States Army, and he was told to get his affairs in order. So, we should be controlling everything because we are the United States. I don't want to control everything because with that comes headaches. With that comes billions and trillions of dollars that we don't have. With that comes what? us not taking care of stuff that needs to be taken care of here at home, which is what you're supposed to be doing. That's what Trump, people are going to look up here. And again, give him some leeway. Let's see what happens. I want this to be over. I want him to come out and celebrate. We won. We won. Again, I don't know what we won looks like, but I want that too. Gas prices will eventually come down unless this is going to be a very long and destructive situation where there's going to be so much stuff blown up that it's going to take time to get it back online. And then, yes, it could become a bit of a nightmare for more than a few weeks and months. But no, I don't think, ask any American, whenever we want to go and control everything, what ends up happening? We get sucked into something. And I don't want that. I think most of you don't want that. And we sure in the hell don't want a misadventure that takes God knows how long with how many lives potentially put at risk. Because that's not something that, already now you're seeing fighting again in Baghdad, several other places. And we're traipsing around in lots of different places. I think at some point in time, when do we focus on what's going on here? Right? How do we get health care? I'm still waiting for my health care, the don't get sick plan. When's that coming?
Well, hopefully never, since they screw it up every time they try to fix it.
Yeah, the problem is they broke it. Now they're like, uh-oh, that looks like it sucks.
Now we got to fix it. Oh, crap, we broke it again.
Yeah.
Well, okay, this time, we'll get it fixed this time. We broke it again.
Yeah, broke it again. I saw this weekend. This is the wisdom from Vietnam that I thought was spectacular.
You could send one message to Americans 50 years in the future. What would it be? Don't send your sons to finish what politicians start.
Ooh.
How true is that? Don't send your sons to finish something the politicians start.
Or at the very least, let the politicians set the example by sending their sons first.
Yeah, exactly. No problems with that. If you want to send your sons first, your sons and daughters. I like this one. Donald Trump, until they say uncle and there's none of them left. What? So are we going to kill 93 million people? Is that the goal?
That sounds a little genocidally.
It does. We'll kill all the IRGC, lay down their weapons. They're never going to lay down their weapons. They lay down their weapons, somebody else picks them up and kills them. So what would you do in that situation? If you knew the only way for you to survive, period, is to fight and outlast through attrition the other side, hope they politically this becomes, just a nightmare, and that we get bored and we move on. Or you die. Those are your choices. Are you going to fight or are you going to die? I think most people probably go, you know what? I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. And
well, there's always the chance that Biden could get reelected and pull us out of Iran. Very sloppily.
Yeah. Yeah, there is that chance, right? Because he beat Medicaid.
To a pulp.
It's the liberal radio show on the air because you don't affirm my beliefs. So, I want to see.
Stop saying things I don't like.
Again, I think the president owes all of us, at least. That's what I said earlier on my other show. Here's the thing. At least Bush and Cheney and all those liars bought us dinner. Go in front of the nation and tell the nation exactly what's going to happen. What the end game is until they roll over and play dead. How many of the IRGC is left? Are we going to kill every one of them? They're spread out all over. I think it's a fair thing that we ask. It's not because I don't want us to win. Oh, when people say that's just the dumbest thing in the world. We could destroy them, blow them all up. Then nobody's left. Does that get us anywhere? It doesn't get us anywhere. And yes, we got to get in there, and I guess we got to figure out how to get guns to the opposition parties. But then you run the risk of who are the opposition parties because you want to pick the next leader. How do we know we can trust them?
Yeah, giving guns to the Mujahideen worked out really well for us.
Yeah. I mean, we probably should have stayed and said, hey, guys, maybe we'll build you some roads and some schools. This will be good. And they're like, yeah, no, we're good. We're good. We got it. We'll see you guys in a few years.
Can we get our guns back? No. You guys go ahead and leave.
No. How can we expect the people who revere, martyrism to cry uncle? Well, that's also a great question. If they believe that the greatest death they can have is a death on the battlefield, they're not going to surrender. That's a tough thing, man. That's a tough thing to get people to do.
Iran has a much higher level of non-religious citizens.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that are like secular.
Yeah,
secular Islam.
They consider themselves Muslim, but it's like saying, well, I consider myself Jewish, but I don't really hold to any of the tenets.
Yeah, unless somebody's looking, because you have to. And his son he's a 12er, which is a form of Shia where, they follow the 12 prophets and when they believe the last, prophet is. He is much more, by the way, get a nuclear bomb because this won't happen than his father was. He is far more into that, which is not a good place to be.
Yeah, their religious tenets are much more doomsday end of the world kind of thing.
Yeah, they are.
And they feel a responsibility to help and introduce that into the world.
Yeah, and then you find out it was only the end of your world because you got blowed up. I was even saying this weekend, I said, so when the conclave happens, there's white smoke that comes out. When the changing of the cleric over there happens, there's also white smoke, along with fire and bombs. That's how they choose their next
Lots
one.
of fire departments.
Yeah, because we bombed the hell out of those as well. So we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. And then again, gas prices too. I mean, a lot of you have chimed in about the gas prices. I don't think it's going to stay up here forever, but this is also, the Strait of Hormuz, we forget. Everybody's like, well, Trump says we'll move them through. Yeah, we'll ensure them and move them through, but there's more than just us doing it. There is Iran, because they do have a number of suicide drones. And there's also the people who run the ships and own the ships. They may not feel comfortable doing it. So you can't force them to do it. Plus, you've got today already OPEC, Saudi Arabia said they're going to slowly, start to drop the number of production that they're bringing out because they're worried about what might happen. It's they're all pulling back a little bit because they're all sitting around going, okay, what's going to happen from here? And by the way, Saudi Arabia has denied the fact that they were one of the big catalysts. They've come out, MBS come out, and he said, no, I never asked them to bomb Iran. I don't know if I believe that or not.
Wasn't sad that they did it, but I never asked them to.
No. But I also didn't do anything to that guy Khashoggi in Egypt or Turkey or wherever they got him.
He fell into a Cuisinart.
As you do. Joe, he probably took some drugs, right? Probably took some of the weed, took some of those gummies, spazzed out and fell in there. So I'm not quite sure I buy that either. All right, coming up. So much stuff to talk about, including a little bit with NES. I saw how many new customers they brought in, but I also saw how many people they hired over that same period, which is fascinating. Every time you turn around with NES, it is something worse. There's never something where there's like, oh my God, they did something right. It's never that. It's worse every time. And you do wonder, how long can Teresa hold on for?
Teresa, just do the right thing and resign.
I don't think she's going to.
Do the right thing.
Yeah.
People will remember you a lot more friendly if you just do the right thing and quit.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. We'll talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7. Omaha Steaks right now, 50% off, semi-annual sale going on right now. That is the best in protein delivered directly to you. It is incredible. We're talking about the best in fillets, USDA tender certified fillets wrapped in bacon. We're talking about the best in smash burgers, the best in burgers across the board. Frank's pork chops. We had some, there's amazing pork chops, the Polynesian pork chops. Oh my God, incredible. And the best in chicken. Plus, they've got seafood, desserts, you name it. Right now, it's 50% off site-wide. Now, when you use my code Benson, you get an extra $35 off at checkout. So it's 50% off site-wide, extra $35 off when you use my code Benson. And think about this, 100% unconditional money-back guarantee, bite for bite. Nobody does it better than America's Butcher since 1917. That's Omaha Steaks. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use my code Benson. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson. Terms may apply. See site for details.
All right, got a crash going eastbound over on the East Loop right there at James Robertson Parkway. And in Mount Juliet, still got construction blocking both directions of Highway 109 between 40 and Hickory Ridge Road. Learning more about the 7th U.S. service member killed in the ongoing attacks on Iran. 2 men accused of bringing explosives to the mayor's mansion in New York City say they were inspired by ISIS. And we've got news that could mean lower concert ticket fees in Nashville. Details at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Is that Department of Justice versus Ticketmaster?
That is.
Live Nation. Not so live now, are you, nation? Tell you what. Those guys in New York, I mean, they went to a counter protest to throw an IED that didn't go off. They were sponsored. They were excited about ISIS and inspired by them. Now they're going to spend forever in jail. How's that working out for you guys?
And who's next?
That's it. I mean, that's the big thing, isn't it? I mean, you got to be hypervigilant at this moment in time. Who is next? I mean, think about all the big things. We got the Oscars this weekend, right? Would you be looking for that if you're going to make a splash? Right? We've got the World Cup coming up. We're going to make a splash. I mean, who is next?
All evil infidels. Oh, decadent evil infidels.
Yeah. And so, you've got, there's opportunities abound for sleeper, what kind of sleeper cells do they have over here? I don't know. I've often wondered, there's got to be some that come here and they're like, we're going to so tear America up. And they get here and they're like, you know what? Let's give it a couple weeks. I'm still learning about the place. And then like 6 months later, they're like, dude, check out my Jordans. These are pretty sweet.
Yeah, when they first get here, it's like, everybody chill. We just got over the southern border.
Yeah. All right. You know what, guys? I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I like football. I'm a Cowboy fan. We might do it this year. You know, it's you got to know there's a few of them are like, I don't think I want to do this. I really like the food.
If he's a Cowboys fan, he's probably getting like embarrassed and chewed out by the rest of the cell.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Let's see, Chad. The next mission is take over Cuba, then become good friends with North Korea. Nobody messes with him, fathead. Nobody does. China doesn't even like him. Nobody does.
China associates with him more for the fact that he is a buffer for them.
Yeah.
And it's better to engage the nut job than let him just go off and think by himself in a corner.
Yeah, well, it's better to appease a guy that, you know, and you got to think about something too. You want to talk about a cult. That's a death cult. If we went in there, that is millions of people that are willing to die for the short little fat guy. And we're talking about the kind of stuff that we used to see back in the old World War II videos with, you know, the Japanese, you know, telling their people, if they come here, you guys better kill yourself on any of these islands because they're going to destroy you. And people throwing themselves into, you know, off, you know, roofs and stuff, killing themselves, throwing themselves, you know, I mean, watching them throw themselves off bridges. That's now you multiply that times 1,000 to a nation that is completely in a cult. Completely in a cult. People in Tehran at least have the internet, right? They know what Amazon is. They know what YouTube is. These people have nothing. We talk about what happens with the North Korean soldiers when they go fight for Russia. They disappear after a week or 10 days max. Training. Why? Because they get the internet. And then they find out, oh my God, look at all this great stuff here. No way I want to die for any of this. Those people have nothing. I mean, think about all of those people that live there that have absolutely no access to the outside world. They're no different than those people who live in the Amazon who, you know, they go and they find these tribes that nobody's ever seen. They're the same. They're the same. But Fathead has what? He's got a nuclear weapon. Now, can he deliver it? Probably not. Would it most likely blow up over the Sea of Japan or wherever he would try to do it? That's a possibility.
But that's not exactly the best case scenario
no,
either.
But, you know, I mean, you know, he only needs to get one of them to make it work, and Seoul's on fire. So everybody just appeases him. That's why there's always a race to get a nuclear weapon, because it's the great equalizer where you're going to get invited to the big table. And he should be at the misfits table. Totally. Coming up, peanut butter and mussels. I got sent a great article by a great man.
Yeah.
Mussels as in the fish?
Mussels as in muscles, man. Like going to the gun show, baby. Sun's out, guns out.
The fish.
Talk a bit about that. Plus pet wellness. Here's how beautiful our country is and how much money we spend on pets, even in a time when life seems a little hard. We'll talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Bencho, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Going to tell you about the potential for severe weather this week in Middle Tennessee. Operation Epic Fury update. The Pentagon identifying Sergeant Benjamin Pennington as the 7th U.S. service member killed in the ongoing conflict with Iran. The 26-year-old soldier from Glendale, Kentucky, died Sunday from wounds suffered during a March 1st strike on U.S. forces in Saudi Arabia. An alert from the federal government says it's intercepted encrypted communications believed to have originated in Iran that may serve as an operational trigger for sleeper cells in the U.S. We get more from ABC News Pentagon reporter Luis Martinez.
They don't have any operational information that something is about to happen or that some location is being targeted, but they want law enforcement agencies across the country to be vigilant in case this does happen. And of course, this has been one of the concerns immediate wake of what happened last week with the United States and Israel launching their attack on Iran.
Right now in New York, police say 2 Pennsylvania men facing federal terrorism charges. brought homemade explosives to an anti-Muslim protest outside New York City's mayoral mansion on Saturday. According to a court complaint, the men told officers they supported the Islamic State, and one said he hoped to cause even bigger damage than the Boston Marathon bombing. Right now in Middle Tennessee, News Channel 5 says a trove of internal NES emails shedding light on what happened behind the scenes as the ice storm crippled Nashville. The CEO warned early on that conditions could be severe, but the messages show hesitation and confusion once outages spread. One board member repeatedly sounded alarms about the slow pace of repairs. And state lawmakers pushing legislation officially today to give rural communities a seat at the table when it comes to municipal electrical utilities. The bill would require utilities like NES to include voting board members from every county they serve. Sponsors say customers living outside city boundaries pay the same rates but currently have no representation. Committees in both chambers expected to take up the bill later this week. And a new development in the government's case against a Live Nation and Ticketmaster. The Justice Department says it's reached a settlement over allegations the company used threats and retaliation to control the live events industry. Someone close to the talk says details of the agreement remain under wraps. The case had aimed to break up what prosecutors called a monopoly, hurting fans and artists. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Oh, when something goes wrong in your home, you want the team that shows up fast, fixes it right, and treats you like family. Guess who? Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. They are your trusted pros right now, right, for total home comfort. And now it's time for that upgrade, baby. Are you ready for it? Are you ready? Boom! When you purchase a 16-SEER high-efficiency HVAC system or a whole home repipe, Busy Bee is going to get you a Yeti Tundra 45 cooler free. That is free. The big Yeti coming to you free, but it's only this month. They got TVA rebates, and here's another great thing about TVA rebates. So this is for the tune-up and unit replacements. You don't have to do a thing. They're going to fill everything out for you. None of the paperwork, which we all know is a nightmare. No hassles, no headaches. They're going to get it done. And if you want more savings, join the Beehive Club. They've got you covered and humming all year long. We're talking about priority scheduling, discounted repairs, free annual HVAC and plumbing checks, extended warranties, so many things, too many things to mention. So what are you waiting for? Call Busy Bee today. Find out how you can avoid all of the nightmares and make sure that you're taken care of throughout the year and get yourself a free Yeti Tundra 45 cooler. 615-775-7833, 615-775-7833, or visit busybhvac.com today. So, boys, the Live Nation thing, I'm reading a little bit more into it.
Yeah.
They settled, right? So, the Department of Justice ended up coming to a settlement. The lead counsel for the Department of Justice was left out of the settlement. And now people are saying it's minimal, the settlement. Because it's so ridiculous.
It sounded like that to me just from Ken's description during the news.
Yeah.
They sell, 13 amphitheaters, and they share some of their tech?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, yeah, that's what it seems like. And they're saying that the lead prosecutor, because they had already won a summary judgment, it was going well, and now, out of nowhere, they settle. So, who got to who and handed a bunch of dollar bills, to the next campaign? Because we're all frustrated, right? When you go places, doesn't matter how cheap the ticket is. If the ticket cost you 10, but getting the ticket cost you 25, it's insane. And they charge you for the print fee. Nobody prints it.
Harry Styles tickets for his tour, for the what would basically be down the front section, in front of the stage, $3,400.
Really?
Ridiculous. You are not playing to your fan base when you're charging $3,400, and your fan base is largely young women under the age of 28.
That is, who are you selling that to?
Yeah.
You know what you're hoping? They've got rich parents.
Yeah.
Who are willing to spend $3,500
Exactly.
to see Harry Styles. I wouldn't spend $3,500 to see. There's nobody I'd spend $3,500 to see.
ABBA. I ain't going to get that chance, though.
You'd have to go there, right? Because she doesn't fly.
Yeah.
And
I never understood why, when they were announcing the new album and the virtual concert, why they did not put together a little acoustic thing for the four of them to do in a broadcast studio and just put it out over the internet.
Does she get nervous singing or anything?
Oh, no, not singing. She cannot stand flying.
Well, I mean, I can understand that, but I would just think that I'm surprised they haven't.
What's funny, though, is she hates flying, had a tour bus crash.
It's kind of the irony there, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the amount of, like, Ken, you went and saw, who'd you go see last year? You saw was it Doobie Brothers?
Doobie Brothers, yes. That's the last concert we saw, was the Doobie
With
Brothers.
Michaels?
With
Michael?
Yep.
And did you
Michael
have
McDonald.
did you buy them?
Yep.
What did the getting out of the, like, so, because it's like when you go buy flowers, $19.99. It's never 19. It's like $74. Like, what are you guys charging me for? So, but they charge you for those, even if you put it on your phone, which is what you're supposed to do, you got to download their app. You got to put it on their phone.
Yep. Had to have it on the phone.
And then they charge you for a print fee that you don't have.
There was a similar thing that happened in the courts where I think it was Dre and Eminem were suing Interscope for charging them for the cost of promotional copies that were sent to radio. Like, normally, you want a copy of the CD single,
and they just email them,
and they would charge it back. Well, when you're emailing a digital file, where's your justification for charging me for every single promo you're sending out?
Because you can,
right? Exactly.
That's the creative marketing. I was watching oh God, do you remember? What was that gangster Malibu movie that was Jamie? Oh, I forgot his name.
Jamie Kennedy.
Yes, that movie cost $9 million to make, and it made like $80 million.
Was it Malibu's Most Wanted?
And he was talking about how much money they lost on the movie, because what they do is they average out all of the movies that are coming out that year from, like, let's say it's Paramount. So they'll average it all out, and they'll say, everybody is, we're going to spend $200 million advertising these movies. Well, if it's Lord of the Rings, they're probably going to spend $200 million just on Lord of the Rings. But they average everything out. So it's like your movie may cost $5 million, but they're going to give you a $20 million advertising budget, even though they don't spend that on you. So that's why they take the loss over. It's always about the creative, accounting that we need to learn, Ken. How are we going to write off our damn tuna?
Yeah, the tuna and the mandals.
Oh, the Mandals got to write those things off.
And we could probably written off the boat if we had one.
I wasn't allowed to go.
There's always an excuse, Ken.
Man, and
They were afraid I was going to shoot turtles in the fish tank.
Oh, God, my God. That would never have happened. First of all, we took the gun away from you. Secondly, you were all ready, too, because you could easily towed our big boat with your car.
This is your mission, and you failed to accept it.
Could you see me hooking up a boat to that little...
Your car doing the wheelies.
If Ken was on Mission Impossible, they go, "This is your mission if you choose to accept it." He'd be like, "I'm out."
I'm out.
Overpriced tickets. See Bruce Springsteen. I know. I mean, and it's not like not everything is the artist's fault, because a lot of it is those bots come and they snatch everything up. It's not all the artist's fault, but the expense of some of these things. It's not. It's one thing if you're flying to Europe to go see somebody. You're going to spend a weekend. You're going to have an experience with your kid, and it's $3,000. Okay, that's cool. It's another thing to go. You're just going to Bridgestone. You got to spend $3,500 to see Harry Styles,
or you're going to France to go see Taylor Swift, and it's $3,500 just for the tickets.
Just for the tickets, yeah, just for the tickets, which is nuts. I mean, and they settled, and out of the settlement, what are we going to get? Nothing. They didn't fix anything. They didn't do any of that. All they did was make it seem like they did something. But at the end of the day, trust me, you go buy something 2 weeks from now, do you think that price is going to be any different? You're like, oh, wow, it used to be $15 for this. Now it's it's still $15.
There is an actual phenomenon where if a show has sold slowly, especially if a show is not even near break even, that as you get closer and closer to the show, they start dropping ticket prices quickly. And if you're day of the show and there's still seats available, it's not impossible to get a ticket for $15.
Yeah,
but you got to wait all the way up to day of show.
Yeah. Whatever happened to the good old scalpers, right? You get off the freeway, like we used to do at Dodger Stadium, man. Game sold out. We're like, we don't care. We know we're going to get off. I got two, man. I got two. They're next to each other. What you got? How much? No. I'll give you 40 for two. Never mind. All right, fine. 40 for two.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. We're in the game, boys. We're in the game.
Well, and that's another situation where they know they either move those tickets or they're simply paper when they're done.
Yes. Well, that's another thing. But just the expense of this stuff is it is all the little, nickel and diming that adds all these things up, and then you find out that when we were younger, first of all, when we were younger, you had to go work to get those tickets. I had to go stand in line overnight to try to get tickets to see a band. Right? Remember that?
I remember most of the ticket. Now, this would have been 83, 84, up to about 86.
Yeah.
Where I was buying tickets, and I was getting them for anywhere from, say, $14 to $18 a ticket.
Man.
Now, back in that day, considering what minimum wage would have been, how many hours did I have to work to get an $18 ticket? Probably 5? 4?
Yeah, 5 to 6, like maybe almost a shift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's like, come on. Well, this person just
now it's a month.
Yeah, $31.45. I paid $13.75 to see Van Halen in 1982.
Son of a biscuit eater.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
My first Motley Crue ticket was $14.
$14, and it was a ticket.
Yeah.
Man.
Remember that? I'd wait in line, whether it be whatever you had, whatever it was, you had to wait in line, whatever place you had, Goodies Music or wherever it was.
Goodies Music.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Wait in line. People start getting out there, and you see tents out there, people waiting in line, and you run up there and you get it, and you be stoked. I got 2 of them. It's going to be great, dude. We're going to go see The Cure with the Smiths or whatever.
I saw Rush on the Grace Under Pressure tour for $12.50.
Damn.
Man.
Is that not
What were the fees?
I don't know, because they were included.
Yeah. It's $12.50.
I saw Iron Maiden on the Power Slave tour in the same building. I think their ticket was $16.
That's not bad.
Son of a biscuit eater.
I saw Ozzy at the Long Beach Arena. Long Beach Arena is one of those arenas where, like, if you took a bit of it home with you, they really didn't care.
We're going to tear that thing down anyway, so you were just helping with demo.
So it was take a piece of the arena home with you night. I saw Billy Idol with Rat
Awesome.
there.
Rat's opening.
Yeah, Rat was opening.
I saw Bon Jovi open for 38 Special.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh, damn. You know who's going on tour next year? The Doobies again with Michael McDonald.
Oh, yeah. After the money they made on that last tour?
She came from somewhere. Oh, yeah.
Her long ago.
Oh, look at this. I paid $35 for Mo in Nashville last October. Ozfest was free. Van Halen Cheap Trick, $19.95 plus a contact high.
Yeah. See, after 1986, I lose touch with the pricing because I was in radio at that point.
Yeah, once you get in radio.
Yeah, once you're in radio, it's free.
Spoiled world do we live in. Once you get in radio, Ken, did you ever really work in like music radio, like outside of when you first started and you were told you were going to hell?
No, I was a DJ in just some little mom and pop radio stations in small towns in Oklahoma before I got into news in Tulsa.
Oh, man. And you know, man.
So we didn't really give away tickets or anything.
Once you get into those things, once you get spoiled. You're like, all right, pay might suck, but here's the deal. I get to hang out backstage with the band, and I don't have to watch it from the cheap seats, and that was kind of cool. But I just over the years, the cost, and it started for me. I was like, I remember you send flowers to your mom on Mother's Day. It was like $19.95, and you sent something, and it was like $57. You're like, what the hell? It was these fees add on and add on and add on. And
the $19.95 didn't include delivery, sir.
And the fact that we have to find somebody in your area that will actually deliver them. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to the store. Mom, you're getting whatever the guy's selling on the side of the road, and you're going to be happy with it, okay? You're lucky I remembered. Let's see here. A lot of you guys. Ted Nugent, 38 Special, $14.75.
Oh, man.
91 Def Leppard, MTSU, $21.
Son of a biscuit.
That 1990, that would have been the Adrenalized tour, and they were coming off of Hysteria. So, yeah, that sounds about right.
Really? When did they get out of control?
Once Live Nation and Ticketmaster combined. And Live Nation also went around buying up a lot of the smaller, quote-unquote, mom-and-pop promoters.
Page and Plant.
A very comparable situation is when the WWE started growing itself, and they went around and they started scooping up all the little promoters that were doing regional wrestling matches and stuff, and they just basically decimated their own promotion by buying their own competition by buying them.
Yeah. It's just, we're getting ripped off. And today, this didn't change anything. All it does was it kicked it down the road, and people will bitch about it in 6 months or a year, thought this was going to change everything, when all they did was they kind of, alleviated themselves to some crap that they didn't want, shared some tech that anybody could make now.
I was going to say it's probably not by any stretch primary tech.
Yeah, they're not sharing their sweet algorithms or anything else like that. They're not sharing any of the. They're not sharing how they make the stir everything and make the golden goose work. No, they're not doing any of that stuff. No doubt about that. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about peanut butter.
Yes, sir.
Because I do love me some peanut butter. So be prepared to talk peanut butter because peanut butter is delicious. We're going to do that straight ahead. Chad Bench, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital is incredible. And what you guys talk to my friends over at Bulwark, at times like this, when things are chaotic, this is when they thrive in a major way. And you're seeing what's going on in the world of oil and gas. I was talking to my buddy on Friday who runs it, Chief Investment Officer. You got to have oil. You have to have oil in some way, shape, or form inside of your portfolios. Why? Because of things like this, right? You buy the rumor, you sell the fact, and opportunities abound. They would love to talk to you about what it is they do at Bulwark with your investment, your retirement. And it's simple. It's free. You sign up for it at knowyourriskpodcast.com. And you go there, and what they're going to do is they're going to walk you through what it is they do. They're going to give you a second opinion on what's going on in your portfolio and show you, hey, this is what we've done over the last, umpteen years since this thing started. And this is why we are who we are. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. How can we give you this upside potential? It's the beauty of working with Bulwark. My family works with them. I work with them. They're who I trust. So I want you to check them out for yourself by signing up free today at knowyourriskpodcast.com. That's KNOW, yourriskpodcast.com. For Bulwark Capital's Know Your Risk Portfolio Review, absolutely free for you. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance not guaranteed future results. Trek 2647.
Iran sleeper cells, gasoline prices, concert ticket prices, and new emails show confusion and panic among NES leadership during massive outages due to the ice storm. These stories and more at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Peanut butter's going to help you, baby.
Yes, sir.
Just want you guys to know that. New study says adults that consume freaking whole bunch of peanut butter way more awesomer and stronger than you. This is mostly adults.
That wouldn't be an unbiased reading of that report, would it?
Maybe I didn't read the whole thing right. But I like that. That was a good one for me. So people who eat at least 3 tablespoons of peanut butter.
Yep.
Are, especially as you get older, it helps strengthen you. It helps with your cognitive, because why? Peanut butter's awesome.
Yeah.
I tell my wife that. You know how strong I am right now? I'm so strong. You guys have no idea. I'm like the Hulk.
I can lift 100 pounds over my head.
All day. But it helped them with muscle. And, you know, there's a reason when you go get those protein shakes and people are lifting weights, they put a bunch of peanut butter inside of it. So, but this is what helps them with that.
I thought that was just to cover up the rotten taste of the shake.
Yeah, some of them are pretty gross.
Yeah.
I was like, would you like wheat drip? No, I don't want any of it. Just give me the peanut butter and move away. Do you have any ice cream? I'll also
Step
do
back
that.
from the jar.
So step away from the jar. But they've studied a bunch of elderly adults, and when it comes to muscle, the number one thing going forward isn't how thin you are. Yeah, that helps and all this stuff, but it's going to be how much muscle do you have?
Yep.
If you fall down and you got some muscle on you, you're going to be okay. If you're fragile, you're going to break.
Yep. Going to shatter.
Yeah, you don't want that. I shattered all over the place. So, and peanut butter is one of those things where they say they showed the people that didn't take peanut butter, the older generation, and the ones who did. The ones who did walked further. They could get up and down much easier, out of chairs, out of situations. They were stronger than the ones who didn't. And it's just...
See there?
I've been telling you guys this. Some of you worry about me. Do not worry. Because sometimes that's all I have all day is peanut butter.
I'm going to go back. I am on my way home tonight. I'm getting me a big jar of peanut butter, and I'm going to start eating 3 big spoonfuls a day.
Damn
Ken.
Skippy!
Ken,
Yes, sir.
don't start changing your lifestyle over stuff he made up.
It's not. Ken sent this to me. Ken was the one.
I sent it to Brother Chad.
That's right. He was the one who found it. Because
I'm going to make up for not having 2 before tonight by having all 3 tonight.
do it. Do it all day. Just. All right, coming up, guys. Hour number 3. We'll talk a bit about what's going on, obviously, in Iran. Got a bunch of other stuff on the way as well. If you missed the show, share when you grab the podcast. Chet Benso, Super Talk 99.7.
2 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Tell you about the potential for severe weather in Middle Tennessee this week. Operation Epic Fury update. An alert from the federal government says it's intercepted encrypted communications believed to have originated in Iran that may serve as an operational trigger for sleeper cells here in the United States. ABC News contributor and former Homeland Security official Elizabeth Newman explains the threat.
A country like Iran does not have the capability to beat us militarily, so they rely on asymmetric means. So they will look to use cyber attacks. They will look to use proxies like Hezbollah.
Well, New York City police say 2 young men inspired by ISIS tried to set off explosive devices during an anti-Muslim protest outside the mayor's residence on Saturday. The men were arrested after one threw 2 jar-sized devices containing compounds used in several past terror plots, which fizzled out just feet from officers. Stocks tumbled in early trading today as oil prices soared above $100 per barrel in response to the U.S.-Israeli attacks on Iran. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze covers the economy.
We are seeing just double-digit gains day after day here. Now oil at the highest level we've seen since 2022. And as we have seen, that very quickly translates into higher prices for consumers. That 50-cent increase per gallon on average. Many states we are seeing higher than that, and it is expected to keep going up as oil keeps going up.
Now here in Middle Tennessee, Gas Buddy puts the average pump price at $3.16. That's up 51 cents since last month's average of $2.65. And big entertainment news, Live Nation's antitrust settlement with the Department of Justice could ripple through Nashville's live entertainment market, which relies heavily on big tour routing and ticketing systems. The Tennessean says the company will sell off 13 amphitheaters and cap service fees at 15%, a move federal officials say will help bring prices down nationwide. Ticketmaster must also allow competitors to use its platform, potentially giving Middle Tennessee venues more freedom in choosing how they sell tickets. Still, Tennessee joins a long list of states refusing to sign on, arguing the settlement doesn't fully address Live Nation's monopoly power. And News Channel 5 says newly uncovered emails it obtained show Nashville Electric Service leadership scrambling during January's devastating ice storm. The messages include questions about whether more crews were needed and how to rush an emergency contract, even as outages stretched into days. Board members pushed for clearer communication, warning that customers needed realistic timelines. Meanwhile, at the State House, a new proposal filed today changes how city-owned electric utilities in Tennessee are governed. Under the bill, counties served by a municipal utility will get to appoint their own voting board members. Lawmakers say it's a way to improve oversight, reliability, and storm preparedness. NES serves customers in Davidson County and 6 surrounding counties, but its board is currently appointed only by Nashville's mayor. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
What's happening, everybody? Happy Monday. This portion of the program is brought to you by NCS, National Certified Alarms. Guess what? No long-term contracts, license 645. The ISIS-inspired folks that are out there, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many. I was listening to, Ken's, when you go and you listen to the news and you see it, it's everywhere. It's like, where are they? How many are, I don't think anybody knows how many are actually here. But on top of that, how many of them aren't going to do anything? How many of them are like that guy from, was it Austin that did the shooting? That guy, he was more a lone wolf. I think even these idiots sound like more they were inspired by ISIS more than they were Iran. The opportunity where I think they feel they're going to do some damage might be there. If there's going to be real sleeper cells, I think they're probably going to be they're put together in a much better way, which leads to the opportunity to capture them a lot easier. Because, lone wolves are the ones that you should be scared about doing something horrific because you didn't pay any attention to them. And a reactionary, that guy, Austin, that was a reactionary situation. He saw something and, did what he did. These kids are idiots, and they've probably been inspired for a while. And they would have killed or done enough damage to a whole bunch of people. Conservatives, liberals, news people. I mean, if I think of a sleeper cell, I'm thinking of something a little bit more coordinated, which is far more scary. Well, we'll see. The one thing about our government is they get a lot of stuff right, and you know how I know? Because we don't hear about it. Rarely do you hear about any of the stuff that comes too close, and it's just it's a blurb in the second page of something back in the day. You don't hear much about it, which is, thank God for that. So we'll see. Tehran warns it has many surprises in store. All they have to do is survive. That's it. That's all they have to do is survive. And I'm talking about the IRGC and now the latest leader of the country, which is the second in charge, was the second son of Khomeini who died. So, and this one is, then go with the first son. Yeah, no, we don't like him. So I went with the second son, who's a 12er, based on a Shia form of Islam where the 12 prophets. And so he's a 12er. And he's much more radical than Pops, from what I understand. And his relationship was very close because he was a big part of the IRGC in that. So this is going to be a situation that, hopefully it's sooner rather than later that we're done with this. That's all we can hope for. We're in it. I'm sure, as Bell said, we were talking about last hour, I'm sure our special forces are already there. Are more going to be heading there? I don't think we're going to occupy. The occupation, by the way, the amount of people we need for occupation would be massive. And we can't do occupation. It's just first of all, we can't even afford to pay for it. Secondly, that's a nightmare waiting to happen. That's way worse than what Iraq became. My thing is, like, who would be the acceptable one for Trump and for Bibi in this situation? Who's going to be the acceptable one? And,
Marco Rubio.
Dude, he can only be, he's getting ready to go to Cuba. Cuba's his. It's got to be Lindsey Graham. Don't you agree?
I don't think they'll like Lindsey over there.
I don't know.
They'll have him hanging from a crane.
Well, he might like that. You don't know.
I don't know. I think Rubio's the guy. He's the only one who can do all these jobs and do them right.
I kind of go, I'm good with Lindsey. Although Lindsey, you know what? He probably does want to he'd probably want to run Cuba, right? All those pool boys.
Well, he is Cuban too, so.
Oh, he is. He is Cuban. He is very much Cuban. So this, the next several days is going to be very telling. And the question that everybody's going to start asking themselves is, at what point does this become a situation where, because you got to remember, you're also flirting with midterms. If prices go up and stay up and they cause hell, people are going to eventually get tired of that. Go look at the independents. Yes, the Republicans are with Trump. He could do anything. They're going to stay with him forever. Doesn't matter. But some of them might start peeling off. And you've got to think about the independents and where this is going to go. And it's still always about the economy, stupid. And when you see prices start to rise, you start asking questions. And do I think this is going to stay here forever? No. It's up like a rocket, down like a feather. And we're going to see it go up potentially from, outside. I don't know how much higher it's going to go unless there's something chaotic that happens where they blow up. Iran's able to blow up some areas that have oil fields that have producing, like if they start blowing up some of the refineries and things like that, then yeah, I could see it go, to the 120, 130 and stick. It got up there yesterday, but it came back down. That was mostly retail investors going in there, and they're playing with the volatility. So when we traded it, I always remembered I hated trading in the energy markets when I was a commodity broker. I hated it because it is full of pit vipers, and you have to be wary and you have to have a lot of money. But we had several big clients that went in there and they were hedging. They were doing what you do in the commodity market, but you've got to be wary because there is huge influence. And as the oil markets go, it will drag the other markets. Liquid natural gas is another big one. And this is hurting on the oil side of stuff, China a little bit, but LNG is something they need big time. And this is hurting them way more with the LNG because they'll figure some stuff out. They've been planning, maybe just in case something like this happened, they'll try to get from what can Russia do. And by the way, this helps Russia because we're going to take some of the sanctions off and allow them to flood some more of the market. But it is going to be interesting. And it's just the question is how long? How long is this going to go? And how many boots if we do put boots on the ground? I would like to think no boots on the ground and we declare victory and let's just move away from this. But I don't think that's going to happen. And we're going to see. But there's also that pressure that comes not from the military side, but from the public side. When you start seeing gas prices go up X amount overnight. Would you say, Ken, you put, what is it, $238 or $264 you paid, and then it was, what, $299?
Yeah, I paid about $265, $267 last week at the beginning of the week, and then today it was $297.
That's a jump.
That's a jump, yeah.
When
Gas Buddy says that overall in Middle Tennessee, the average price has gone up 51 cents since last month. And we're not even 2 weeks into this month. No. And why they say it goes up like a rocket, because you're purchasing gas. You're getting the gas at this level here, right? So, whatever it ends up being. And you're storing that gas and then selling it. So if I'm selling it, it's this is what I paid for it. This is what you're going to have to pay for it. They make anywhere between 12 and about 15% per gallon. Their big money comes from snacks. They want you to come in and buy snacks, right? It's like the movie theater. They get $1. Sometimes they get nothing the first week or two. Their goal is to get you to buy snacks because they're charging you how much for a bucket of popcorn that cost them $0.25 to make. So that's where their money comes from. So until that, while it feels like it's gone way up, and then all of a sudden if it collapses tomorrow, you're going to be going, well, why am I still paying $2.99 when oil collapsed and all this stuff? Because you're paying for what they've already paid for. And they're not going to eat it on that. So that's therein lies the what they call, up like a rocket, down like a feather. And that's something that's happened for years. And it is frustrating. It was frustrating when I used to trade too. And it's sure now frustrating when you're going to go buy. That's why I walk. Somebody questioned my peanut butter eating and walking earlier. How dare you? God, I want peanut butter right now. Yeah, me too. I want a big old spoonful of it.
It's just something so amazing about peanut butter. My wife gives me the side eye whenever I look at it. She's like, you better watch it. Like you're going to fall off the wagon. Maybe. You don't know.
Fall off the wagon?
Yeah.
You're not on the wagon when it comes to peanut butter.
Oh, God, no. No way. Kidding me? I would not. But first of all, because peanut butter cups are great.
They're the best.
They are.
Absolute best.
Phenomenal. There's nothing.
You know why you love them so much?
Why?
Made with cocaine.
Maybe. I don't know. That's what it is, and you know what? I'm fine. Next thing you know, Trump's going to be bombing all kinds of Reese's peanut butter factories everywhere.
Better look out, Hershey.
And don't fall for any of those crappy peanut butter cups. It's like, you ever had somebody give you one of those expensive peanut butter cups? Like, oh, this one costs $9 for just this little one. You take a bite, you're like, it's crap. It's stupid. Nobody likes this. That's not real peanut butter. That's some crappy peanut butter and your fake chocolate that costs $9. Ugh. Don't even get me started about that. So, how dare you guys talk to me like I can't go for a walk? I walk all the time. I do. But when I found out that I could eat peanut butter and lift weights and it was going to be healthy for me, it's a go time. It's go. I think at the gym, they should put, so if you like a donut, instead of telling you how many miles you ran, they should just, like, I like donuts or I like hamburgers. This is how many miles you have to run to eat a hamburger and for it not to go to your butt. So how far did you walk today? I walked 7 scoops of peanut butter. Like, that's nice. Right? Wouldn't that be better?
How far did you walk? Oh, 2 ice cream cones.
Because don't you hate it when you're like, I want to know. That to me is what I want to know. I don't want to know, like, oh, you burned 300. I look at, I'm a visual person. Say, hey, you walked 4, you walked a dozen donut holes today. You're like, all right. Now I can go eat a dozen donut holes. You walked enough for chips and salsa.
Oh, I love it.
How much chips and salsa? Too much chips and salsa. Too much. So we're following all the things that are going on, though. Trump administration weighing whether or not to seize an Iranian island. The Karg Island. Karg.
I didn't even know there was an Iranian island.
I have no idea. Well, I mean, you would use it for probably maybe as a base, because we don't have enough bases.
Place Epstein's place?
Probably. So that's what Trump is weighing. And he's also weighing whether or not to put boots on the ground and what that would look like. Which is, what that's going to cost. Couldn't tell you. I mean, it depends what the absolute end goal is. If you think you have to kill all of the IRGC is the only way that you're going to be able to do this, then it's going to take a while. If the goal is just to send more messages for a while, then declare victory, it'll probably be over sooner rather than later. And then let's not forget, if gas prices do go up and stay up for a while, and the pressure on inflation and there's no rate cuts and stuff like that, that is also something else people will pay attention to, especially at the White House. So there's a lot that's going to play into this that isn't just the military side of stuff, but the side that you and I and everybody else live in on a day-to-day, which is paying for food, paying for life. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Also, why did they shoot up Riri's house last night? Did you see that? Rihanna?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Some nut job some chick shot up her house.
Yep.
Don't be shooting up Riri's house.
Well, she's dating her husband.
How do you know that?
Because that's what the nut job said.
That's what they want you to believe, Bell. Plus, how much better would it be if, when you go to work out, they had a snack list of how long it takes to work out to work off that snack?
Yeah.
All right? I think that would be a good thing. Enough of this stuff. All right,
I think that woman just wanted a little taste of the $1 billion fortune.
Maybe. You don't know.
I think she was upset at T-Show for saying bad things about the ballet.
Probably. First time I heard that, I thought, uh-oh, somebody find out where Mr. Brown is. Oh, lordy, lordy. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. Relief Factor is awesome if you're working out hardcore. Guess what? Relief Factor is amazing. If you just day-to-day life getting to you at times, Relief Factor is amazing. It focuses on the areas where the pathways has to do with inflammation. Whether, you're sitting there going, you know what, Chad, I'm really trying to get fit again and I'm working out a lot. This is going to help with your muscles and your joints. Or maybe it's just, hey, your job, You overexert yourself every day, and it's getting to the point where your back is in so much pain and those muscles. This is going to help you with that. So I want you to try it. It's just got this incredible stuff like omega-3, fatty acids, got resveratrol, and this helps with that inflammation in your body and those pathways. As you get older, it ain't for the weak. We all know that. Try Relief Factor now. 3-week quick start. This stuff works. It is incredible. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4-RELIEF, 800 the number 4-RELIEF for Relief Factor, and tell them Chad sent you.
All right, drivers, got a crash in Brentwood. It is impacting the off-ramp 65 southbound to Old Hickory Boulevard. Still got construction work impacting both directions of Highway 109 in Mount Juliet there between 40 and Hickory Ridge Road. Gas prices on the rise, concert ticket prices, and maybe they're coming down, according to the Department of Justice. We'll tell you about it at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, we're not buying that. Been fooled before.
No pun intended.
No pun intended indeed, my friend. Indeed. That lady shot up Riri's house. Can't believe it. Shot up her RV. He shot up Rihanna's house. Apparently, Belle knows. So, Belle, tell us, huh? This lady was what?
She was distraught because she's in love with Rihanna and they can't be together.
Maybe. Or maybe the person's crazy. Shot him up with a big old assault rifle. This person was hell-bent. Shot up. Now, mind you, Riri's house is big, so you're probably not going to hit anything outside of the house.
Right.
But hit the RV, too. That's a recreational vehicle to you and I. Man, bunch of crazies out there. The first thing I thought of was it terrorism? No, it was just a loony. It's a regular old loon.
Rihanna's made more money off of her makeup line than she has.
What was her makeup line called?
Yeah, who knows?
So they all have.
I don't use it.
They all make more money off their makeup lines and stuff. There's no money because they get to own their rights. They realized they were a brand themselves. So if I'm a brand and I come up with something and I put it out there and people buy it, I don't have to worry about, whether it's honey or goop or any of that stuff. Remember goop? That was what's her name? Oh, God. Gwyneth Paltrow. Goop. She sold, remember when she sold the candles that smelled like her?
Oh, yes. Yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, what's it smell like? It smells sad, that's what it smells like. It smelled like it was consciously uncoupled from that guy, which was the dumbest thing anybody's ever heard. But that's where it's at. Your own stuff. I mean, it's what's the old saying in people say, I want to climb the ladder. No, you want to get rich? You own the ladder. And that's where it's at. You own the ladder. And if you slap your name on something and you can show it works, people will buy it from you. And that's what all of these women have made so much money off of their products. Billions. It's the same thing with the Kardashians or the Jenners. That's how she made all of her money. Not for modeling, not for dating Timothy Chalamet. T-Shal. He is the best actor we have, right?
I don't think so.
Who is?
I think it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
It might be. It's one of those two. He's got 4 nominations. How many does Leo have?
I don't know.
Leo's got to win, though, right? Yeah, Leo's got to win for was it the Reverend?
Yes. Yeah, that was an awesome movie.
That was an awesome movie.
Almost got eaten by a bear.
And again, he is nominated this year as well. He is not favored to win this year. But Leonardo, how many? He's got to have a bunch of.
I got to see here.
So he has been nominated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is his 7th nomination.
For Leo?
Yep.
Wow.
7th nomination for Leo on the Academy Awards. And so that is, and how old is he? He's what, 30? Is he 40 now?
Gotta be
40. So he's 51.
51 years. He's that old?
Yeah. Chalamet is 30.
T-Shal.
And he's just been nominated for his 4th. He doesn't even audition anymore.
They just give it to him.
They just give it to him. That's got to be nice. It's got to be super nice that you don't even have to audition for anything.
Did I say Leonardo DiCaprio was the best actor?
Yeah.
No. Nick Cage.
Oh, Nick
freaking Cage.
The greatest. He's watching that dinosaur auction that's going on right now in Wyoming. He's just like,
you bet he is.
He's like, he's cashed in all of his stuff right now, and he's ready to just go big, pushing all the chips in to buy one giant, huge, leg bone from some stegosaurus. And he's going to be so stoked, and he's going to have to work and do all the crappy movies we love him to do. I can't wait for that.
He's probably shooting a movie right now.
As we speak, he probably finished 2 movies before the show's even over. One where
they were just cameo scenes.
No, it's like one where I watched something the other day. I don't even know what movie it is. I was trying to figure it out. It was like, when you're flipping through on Reels or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like a minute and a half of a movie. And everybody's trying to guess what movie this is. And they're like, it's Willy's Wonderland. It's like none of those movies I've ever seen. I know I've seen all those movies. I've never seen this one. That's how many movies he has. That's how awesome he is. The greatest American actor in the history of acting.
Absolutely.
And I remind everybody, he also has an Academy Award.
He does indeed.
That.
He does indeed.
Leaving Las Vegas?
Leaving Las Vegas. One of the fine performances of all time.
Doesn't he die in that movie?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
It's sad. It's a terribly depressing movie, but it's good.
Yeah.
I just liked the idea that if I ever become a full-blown alcoholic, that I could get a woman like that.
Oh, Elizabeth Shue?
Like Elizabeth Shue.
Elizabeth Shue as I pass off into the next life.
The great actress that she was. Do you remember when she was in The Saint with Val Kilmer? Like, we're supposed to believe that hot chick is the lady who comes up with perpetual motion or energy or whatever she comes up with. Okay. And she's all klutzy. Oh, my God. Here comes The Saint. They're like, nobody else is Val Kilmer.
My throat's a little scratchy. Let's get this done.
It was just, it's so funny because his outfits were so bad. You watch it. It's just bad wigs, bad teeth. It's just spectacular.
And this was after the TV show, right?
Oh yeah. This was like the mid '90s.
No, I mean it was modeled after it. It was
yeah. It was supposed to be it was spectacular. All right, coming up, a lot of stuff still to get to in this most fun show. We will talk a little bit about Dunkin' Donuts because they're coming hard for the Dunkin' Donuts. More on the war because there is a, could we see an attack here? Well, I've got a hold of something that was sent out thanks to Ken Klippingstein, who's got the best sources about what to potentially expect here. And what they're telling their people to potentially do, which is kind of scary. Talk about that as well. If you're missing the show, Shaman, you grab the podcast. Chef Ben Show, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Tell you about the potential for severe weather here in Middle Tennessee this week. Operation Epic Fury update. Stocks taking a tumble in early trading today as oil prices soared above $100 per barrel in response to the U.S.-Israeli attacks on Iran. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze covers the economy.
When you're looking at this sell-off, it is stocks like airline stocks that are getting hit. Some of those transportation logistics companies, these are companies that are going to be paying more for fuel, like jet fuel already up. Some of those companies, airlines, already warning about that. As they are paying those higher costs, there is a very real risk that they pass down those higher costs to consumers.
Now, here in Middle Tennessee, Gas Buddy says the average pump price is $3.16. That's up 51 cents since last month's average of $2.65. 2 men arrested in New York City for allegedly throwing homemade explosives outside of the mayor's official residence over the weekend now face federal terrorism charges. This is NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch.
As alleged in the complaint, the defendants were inspired by ISIS to carry out their attack.
Authorities say the men threw 2 devices during an anti-Islamic protest and counter-protest outside of the mayor's mansion. And the Department of Justice striking a deal with Live Nation, requiring the concert giant to sell multiple amphitheaters and open its ticketing technology to rival companies. For Nashville, the Tennessean says federal officials say the changes could eventually increase competition and ticket access. The settlement also places a 15% cap on service fees at Live Nation-owned amphitheaters. But Tennessee is pushing back, joining states continuing the lawsuit and arguing the settlement doesn't do enough for consumers. And here in Tennessee, newly released NES emails are fueling criticism of the utility's response to January's massive ice storm. News Channel 5, which obtained the records, say it shows top leadership debating whether to call in more help as power outages spiraled past 230,000. They also revealed the CEO asking how to quickly execute an emergency contract days into the crisis. A Metro Council member says the correspondence proves NES was unprepared and failed to level with the public about long restoration times. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Kids, let me tell you something. I want you guys to understand, Beacon's got you covered. All things. Beacon's awesome. And I want you to talk to my friends at Beacon. No matter what your issue is, whether it's health care, right? You're like, Beacon Capital Management? Yeah, they can do health care. Maybe it's long-term care, which is super important in today's world. And maybe it's things like estate planning or taxes or maybe just your money, right? You don't want to outlive your money. That'd be awful. So that's what I want you to do. Get a free personalized financial consultation today from Beacon. Go to beaconcm.com or call 615-488-9303. They can help you with one of these things or all of these things. It doesn't hurt to sit down, break bread with them. They're local, and they are amazing. They can help you with the One Big Beautiful Bill and all the new tax options and opportunities for you to take advantage of. Maybe it is healthcare, and you're worried about that. Maybe it is things like long-term care, which is extremely important in today's world. Beacon can help you with all of these things and more. Sit down with them, talk to them, get a free personalized financial consultation with Beacon Capital Management. Go to beaconcm.com, beaconcm.com, or call 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303. For Beacon Capital Management, this is a paid placement. Prize Picks has your opportunity to win right now. This is what I want you to do. Check out Prize Picks. Download the app. Use my code Chad. I'll tell you why that's important. Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picking app. Absolutely incredible. You're picking more or less based on players' projected stats. You know the games, so why not take advantage of what you know? So this could be baseball, right? Shohei Ohtani. Do I think he's going to have more than 1.5 hits in this game? Boom, there's one. Do I think that Steph Curry is going to hit more than 3.5 3-pointers in this game? Boom, there's another one. Lineup is set, and away you go. Now, when you place your first $5 lineup, so you go and you place your first $5 lineup, you can get $50 in lineups immediately in your account, win or lose, guaranteed, when you place that first $5 lineup. It is that simple. They've got stacks, reboots. They've got so if you got an injury reboot, they can do that right there, right? So if there's an injury, they've also got opportunities for you to get paid out early, all these incredible things, and plenty of promos going on. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code Chad to get $50 in lineups immediately. We play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. NES. That sounds great. They're doing solid work. I like how in the middle of it, like, does anybody know how to fill out this requisition form to hire anybody else that wants to work here for these days?
Yeah, Teresa definitely needs to be fired.
They didn't show me that. That wasn't in my onboarding. What? How horrible do you have to be to not understand how to have, like, you know, vendors that you go to in times of need?
Teresa Burrows-Heflin?
Yeah. How bad does it have to be? Yeah, here
Apparently
it is.
Worse than it was.
Yeah. And the fact that they were confused and like, what do we put in here for this? And I saw today, what was it, that they added 90,000 customers and they added only one person employment-wise. I mean, that just shows you that they were like, what's it? I don't get it. And
you're too smart to get it. So
it hurts my head that somebody could be that poor at their job. And what is even more infuriating is the fact that they're not willing to be accountable for it. And their way in today's world of being accountable is going, the only way I can make this better is by sticking around and showing everybody how much better I can do this job.
I'll need a raise for that.
Yeah. $600K, that's right. $600K, that's what she gets paid. 3 tickets to upcoming Foo Fighter concert, $804.
Mew.
Whew. They're $1 a piece. It's the others.
The fees that kill you.
It's the fees.
Oh, my God. You know, what you don't really get, though, with the Ticketmaster and Live Nation and stuff, and what are they going to sell? They're going to sell arenas like in Buffalo and stuff like that. It's never going to be anything real that they're going to allow you to work with their, if you want to go work with them, which they're not going to, because they're not going to give you nights that your band can play there.
They'll find venues that underperform, and they'll open them up to other ticketing services to use so that those services can bring bands in.
Yeah. And the bands and the places that they say they're going to help you. If you guys didn't hear, DOJ came up with some pretend settlement that's supposed to make everybody feel good. And this is the thing. The places that you go, okay, cool, right? I've got a band, and we've always wanted to play there, and we've been kind of, pushed out by Live Nation and whatnot. They're going to say, yeah, you guys can play here. Great. Here's when we're touring. Oh, I'm sorry. Those dates are already full. You can't play here. But we offered you the opportunity. It's sorry. This is the way it is. Yeah. Do you think they're really giving anything up? They are not. They are not. It's $804. Good God. Ken, back to the NES stuff. What exactly? She had trouble filling out requisition forms to get new people hired?
Let's see.
I'm fascinated by how bad you have to be at your job not to have a vendor list that you go to immediately with people already signed up for it, knowing what was coming.
Yeah, let me get to the original story here because it's kind of lengthy. Channel 5 apparently was able to get, some of these emails.
Yeah.
Says, oh, where is it?
It's okay. We're just chilling. We got fun. No, but they weren't hiring people fast enough.
Yeah, they weren't hiring people fast enough. They weren't sure. They weren't sure if they had enough people on standby, if they needed more people on standby, from what I've seen from the reporting there from News Channel 5.
Oh, my God.
Just a lot of just not knowing what to do, according to the emails going back and forth with each other.
How do you not look at the comparably sized cities around you and see that they're pulling 5 digits worth of linemen, and you're going, you think this 160 will be okay?
This is what happens when you have overeducated people who common sense, they're lacking in common sense. They're completely lacking in any common sense. Like you said, how do you not call them and go, hey, Louisville, well, how many people are you guys going to have? I don't know, 8 to 10,000. Oh, okay. How many are you going to have? 147. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you not have an understanding of what was coming? And I still, to this day, am feeling like, how did you not believe what the weather was going to be?
Well, and see, that's the thing. These emails show that she was aware of the potential.
Which makes it worse.
Yes.
She wrote herself an email. Should we get more help? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you think? You think?
And then she wrote herself one back and said, let's wait and see.
Let's wait and see. You know what? Let's do an after-action report. Find out how this works. But even with the, like I was saying earlier.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
So according to reporting from News Channel 5, Broyles Applin's emails from the Wednesday show that she was aware of this. This is before the threat. She canceled an out-of-town trip to a conference and wrote that we could end up with a detrimental amount of ice, and they are planning to be in crisis mode this weekend. So she even canceled the trip.
Yeah. I mean,
And Tracy, your crisis mode,
yeah.
it blows.
Yeah. So did she call Karen Bass in L.A.? Go, hey, let me ask you a question.
How badly can I mess this up?
Yeah. How's this? You went to Ghana, right? To make sure that when the fire came that you were out of town after you said you would never leave? Yeah, okay. Oh, hold on. Ted Cruz is on the other line.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
On Sunday morning, as ice blanketed the city, Broyles Applin sent herself a series of quick emails, one of which questioned, time to ask for more help?
You should be fired based on the emails.
The answer is yes, and you didn't do it, and you need to resign.
Goodness.
Everybody needs to go. They need to take their laptop with them, and we need to just, when the next Q&A / bitch fest happens, everybody go, did you write this? Were you questioned whether or not you need to be? If you're asking, do I need more help? You sound like Murray from Jaws, the mayor. That's what you sound like. You're trying to save something you knew you couldn't have saved. And you guys need to figure out how to get burner phones because you guys are horrible at this. If you're going to suck at your job and then try to talk around it.
At one point, Broyles Applin is asked in an email, how many additional crews have we added and are there more coming? Minutes later, Broyles Applin responded, they made progress with crews overnight, but it has not met my expectations overall.
Yeah.
So there's not really answering the question.
No. And you knew what was coming was going to be bad, which originally we thought, well, they must just think that the weather people are lying to us. And you knew what was coming. And then you start asking your question, do we have enough? And you never bothered to reach out to any of your, comrades, if you will, at other places and ask them what they were doing, how many people they had, because it was all over the news. It wasn't hard to find. And instead, what did you do? You're questioning yourself. Hey, do you think I need more? She's like, what would young Teresa do in this situation? She'd fight on. Do I need more help? Probably not. God.
Plus, my psychic told me not to mess with any of that.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. So this is a back and forth with the board chair. By Thursday, Thursday after the storm, Board Chair Ann Davis had urged more updates, writing, address what areas are being targeted next and why. I'm sure you have that information, right? It came as Mayor Freddie O'Connell said he was frustrated by the utilities communication. I'm reading from the story in News Channel 5. Suddenly, NES was no longer part of his daily news conferences. Broyles Applin wrote to Board Chair Davis, I can brief you on how we ended up hosting our own press conference. The mayor asked us to do it.
Oh, God. That is everything. It's like the next email is worse than the other email. And the fact that, well, the mayor asked, you weren't even going to get out in front of you. And then you had that poor, what was that guy's name who was like, I know you guys, I went to college with some of you.
Brent, I can't remember his last.
Nash?
Oh, no, he was just so bad. He was like terrified.
Well, that was the day that Jeremy Finley and Stacey Cameron, two very seasoned reporters, showed up at the NES press conference, and they were not attacking with their question. They were legitimate questions about preparedness, and they had seen what other cities were doing to be prepared that this city was not.
Those are fair. I remember watching it. They were fair. They weren't coming hard and mean. It wasn't one of those, like contentious things. They were just like, hey, maybe you had how many? And they had several thousand.
Yeah.
Like, do you find that to be, you didn't think about that?
Why are these personal attacks happening on me?
I went to college with some of you. Oh, Lord. Good God. Just what a nightmare. This is not going to go away. And as we talked about on Friday, with Matt, and he's getting ready to come up here in a second. I think they think this is all going to eventually, we're just going to forget about it.
That's not.
Oh, I don't think that's happening.
This is going to be like the Epstein file.
Yeah.
I'm going to call for her resignation every day I'm on the air.
But you know what? Somebody said earlier, $650,000, you better fire my ass because I ain't going anywhere. You better figure out a way to fire me.
Not going to give that up.
No chance. No chance. Oh, Lordy. We're going to wrap it up straight ahead. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7. Wrapping it up on this Monday. We're just talking concerts. You and I, it's a parking issue. If it's too much of a hassle to get in, I don't want to go.
Crowds. It's crowds for me. It's the numbers of people. My experience at any event like that has to be, I have to balance it against my absolute hatred of crowds. And so, football games, for example, I'm willing to go to a football game against my hatred of crowds. And I just don't get, I don't begrudge people that do. I just don't get concerts.
Yeah, I've never,
big venue concerts.
Big venue, yeah. Like sometimes it's the World Cup, when the last World Cup was here, I just finally said, like, guys, I'm not going to go to the final. I said, I don't want to fight the crowds. I said, it's getting in because at the Rose Bowl, there's only one road in and one road out. And so you might be.
Where it was.
So it's like 4 or 5 hours that you will have to. I said, I can't. I don't
I've never been, but that place is notorious.
Yeah.
You go in and you just better pack your lunch because it's going to take you 3.5 hours.
And you park on a golf course. And then you have to go back up, slink up the road, back out onto the freeway. And it's just, I said, I don't want to do it. It's just too much for me.
When you get to that point in a musical experience where you legit could not tell me who the band was based on your visual sighting of them. So all you're doing is watching from these big screens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what are we even doing? Why am I not just at home watching a concert on my TV?
Yeah, that's the thing, too. Well, yeah, if you can only see them on
You know what I'm saying? They're down there. They look like little ants. But you can see them on the screen. They look great on the screen. It's like, well, then I could just do this on my 75-inch screen at home and
not have to worry about anything.
Not have to worry about the crowds and not pay $187,000 for tickets.
And then the parking. That's the other thing. Parking nowadays is just so insane.
We are, I think, at least the way that I do it, you live down here. The way that I do it, I get very spoiled on parking in Nashville because, I just park here and just Uber wherever you go. So we're a little bit spoiled on the parking front. But I think parking's like $40.
Yeah. What's it to park at like the Titans game?
I'm assuming it's like $40.
Yeah, because I know at the football stadium in LA, I think it's $100.
Oh, geez.
Plus.
Man.
Yeah. I was trying to remember, though, when you guys were talking about, I remember clearly my first concert, I went with my older brother to Poison and Motley Crue. Poison was opening for Motley Crue. I think I had that right.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. It was the year that it was Bell Auditorium, Augusta, Georgia. It was the year before he started flipping all the way around. It was when Tommy Lee went inverted.
Yeah.
It was like when 90 degrees.
That was the Theater of Pain tour, about 86.
Yeah, I was like 13. Yeah. That's exactly right. So, yeah, I remember that. And I remember that I didn't really care for it then. So, there you go.
Yeah.
People bumping into me. Get out of the way, kid.
Yeah, it's just,
And now, good gracious. Why? So, the question is, and you guys may have explored this, why are tickets... Is it just because the big money people have taken over the amounts, or are the bands demanding more money, or what?
Bell?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, and
the
the
bands
monopoly.
are demanding more money now because they're not making any money off of record sales.
Yeah, and the monopoly of the fact that you can only use these venues and these people, so you're stuck with that.
Right.
And they've seen it fail with the likes of Pearl Jam, so they know they kind of got you captured if you want it to run smoothly.
So we're not going to get $18.50 tickets again anytime soon?
I don't think so.
No?
No. You might get a ticket that costs $2, and it would be $16.85 for the rest of the ticket that you don't print out, but they could charge you for a printout fee.
Oh.
Yeah. So we got that going for us. What are you talking about today?
Which is nice. We'll cover some of the same old stuff. There's some General Assembly matters that I want to cover of a Tennessee nature, and then of course the Iranian war and all of the usual. So we'll fulfill the usual check marks.
There you go. You guys have a good one. We'll do it again tomorrow.